At 5:47 a.m., billionaire Ethan Cross found his maid asleep on a frozen park bench cradling his 3-month-old daughter against her chest. The baby wasn't crying. She was warm, safe, peaceful. But Maria's lips were blue, her thin uniform soaked with morning dew. In that moment, Ethan realized something that would shatter everything he thought he knew about wealth, family, and love. And the woman he paid minimum wage had risked her life to save his child. This is their story. Before we begin, please subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell, because this story will take you on a journey you won't forget. And comment below with the city you're watching from so I can see how far this story has traveled across the world. Now let's begin. "She's not breathing right," Maria's voice through the intercom. 11:47 p.m., 12 hours before everything changed. Ethan Cross didn't look up from his laptop. "Call the repair service." "Mr. Cross, please." "The heater is broken and the baby is hot." Click. He turned off the intercom. That was his first mistake. His second mistake was thinking money could replace love. His third mistake was about to slap him in the face at dawn. But right now, at 5:30 a.m., Ethan stood at his bedroom window with an untouched scotch, feeling like a ghost haunting his own $14 million life. 42 years old, $3 billion in net worth. Divorced, 8 months. Father to a 3-month-old daughter whose middle name he couldn't remember. Emma Grace. Emma Rose. Emma something. His therapist said he was emotionally disconnected. His ex-wife said he was incapable of human connection. His mother stopped calling 3 months ago. They were all right. He raised the scotch to his lips and saw movement in the garden below. Someone by the fountain, on the park bench. His hand froze. What the hell? He grabbed his phone. 6 missed calls, all from the house line. All between midnight and 2 a.m. All ignored. A cold feeling crawled up his spine. He pressed his face to the window. Dawn was breaking, painting everything gray and pink and gold. And there on that wrought iron bench was a figure wrapped in darkness. Except it wasn't darkness. It was his maid, Maria. And in her arms, no. The scotch glass hit the floor. Ethan was out the door before it finished shattering. Down the stairs, through the hall, out the French doors. His bare feet hit cold stone and wet grass, and he didn't care, couldn't feel anything except the sick terror clawing up his throat. Maria! She didn't move. He ran faster. She was slumped against the bench head, tilted back, lips blue skin gray. Her black uniform soaked through. No coat, no blanket, but wrapped in her thick wool sweater, her only sweater was Emma, dry, warm, sleeping peacefully. Oh God, Maria, wake up. Ethan's hands shook as he reached for her shoulder. Maria. Her eyes snapped open, confused, disoriented. Then she saw him and terror flooded her face. Mr. Cross. She tried to stand, stumbled, caught herself. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. What the hell are you doing out here? His voice came out sharp, angry. With my daughter? Are you insane? Please, sir, I can explain. Explain? You're holding my baby outside in the freezing cold. What's wrong with you? The heater, Maria's voice cracked. I call you Mr. Cross. The heater break at midnight. The nursery's so cold I see my breath. The baby crying cries. She won't stop. She's freezing. So you brought her outside. No, I try everything. Tears streamed down Maria's face. I call you 6 times. 6 times, Mr. Cross. Nobody answer. I take Emma to my room, but basement has no heat. I try living room, but I don't know the gas fireplace. I'm scared I make explosion. I try everything, and the baby, she cries so hard she can't breathe right. Ethan's stomach dropped. What do you mean can't breathe right? The cold air. Make her chest tight, like she can't get enough oxygen. Maria clutched Emma tighter. So I think the sun coming soon. Outside may be warmer than inside with broken heat. And I have my sweater. I wrap her up, hold her close, keep her warm, and I sing to her, and she stopped crying. Look, Mr. Cross, look at your baby. She's warm. She's safe. Ethan looked. Emma's cheeks were pink, her breathing steady, her tiny mouth relaxed in sleep. Then he looked at Maria. Blue lips, gray skin, shivering so hard her teeth chattered. How long have you been out here? I don't know, maybe 4 hours, 5. 5, Jesus Christ, Maria. Don't take the Lord's name, Mr. Cross. Even now, even like this, Maria's voice was gentle. He's the only one who answered me tonight. The words hit him like a punch to the gut. I called you, Maria whispered. I call and call, but you don't answer. So I pray. I say, God, please help me keep this baby warm. Help me keep her safe until the sun comes. And he answer. He keep us both alive. Even me, the stupid maid who should know better. You're not stupid. Then what am I? And there it was, fire in her eyes, just for a second. I'm the maid who sits outside in the cold instead of breaking down your bedroom door. I'm the maid who lets herself freeze instead of bothering the boss. I'm the maid who... She stopped. Her eyes went wide. Maria. I don't feel so good, Mr. Cross. Her knees buckled. Ethan caught her with one arm, his other hand instinctively supporting Emma. Whoa, when did you last eat? Yesterday, breakfast. That's over 24 hours. I was busy with the baby. And sleep. When did you last sleep? Silence. Maria, when? Her voice was so small. 3 days ago? Maybe 4? Emma has colic. She cry all night. And during the day I have the house and the cooking and... Give her to me. Sir? The baby! Give me my daughter! Maria's arms tightened. Protective. Instinctive. I can carry her. I'm fine. You can't even stand. Give her to me, now. Something shifted in Maria's face. Resignation. Defeat. Slowly she transferred Emma into his arms. The baby made a small sound. A whimper. Looking for Maria, not for him. Never for him. Sir, Marcus, the security guard, appeared at a run. I heard shouting. Take her, Ethan said. Sir, take my daughter. Carefully, I need to... Before he could finish, Maria's legs gave out completely. Ethan handed Emma to Marcus and caught Maria before she hit the ground. She weighed nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like holding a bird with hollow bones. Marcus, call Dr. Morrison. Emergency. Tell him possible hypothermia. And get every heater in this house turned on now. Yes, sir. And the baby? Emma's whimper turned into a cry. Then a wail. Then a scream that could wake the dead. I've got her, sir. Marcus tried to rock her. Emma screamed louder. Her face turned red. Her tiny body went rigid with fury and terror and abandonment. What's wrong with her? Ethan's own panic rising. She wants her mama, Maria whispered against his chest. She always want her mama. You need to rest. Bring her to me, please. Maria, you can barely... Mr. Cross? Maria's eyes opened, fixed on his. And in them, Ethan saw something that made his chest hurt. That baby don't know you. She only know me. Right now, I'm the only mama she got. So unless you want her to scream herself sick, bring her to me, please. The words should have hurt. They did hurt, but they were also true. Ethan carried Maria inside, through doors he never opened, past rooms he never entered, into the main guest room with the fireplace and the four-poster bed and the view of gardens he never walked in. He laid Maria on the bed and took Emma from Marcus. The baby's screams had reached a pitch that made his ears ring. Here, he said, placing Emma next to Maria, here's your... He couldn't say it, couldn't admit it, but Maria could. Shmi amor, Mama's here, Mama's got you. Her arms weak as they were wrapped around Emma, and she sang. Ethan didn't know the words, didn't know the language, Spanish maybe, or something older, something from whatever village Maria had left behind. But Emma knew it. Her screams cut off like someone flipped a switch. The red drained from her face, her body relaxed, and she slept. Just like that. 30 seconds from terror to peace. Ethan stood there staring. How do you do that? Love Mr. Cross. Maria's eyes were closing. Just love? But where did you learn? From my daughter, before I lose her. The room went silent. Your daughter. But Maria was already asleep, or unconscious. He couldn't tell. Dr. Morrison arrived at 6:15 a.m. with his black bag and his questions and his disapproving frown. She's hypothermic, dehydrated, malnourished. He attached an IV to Maria's arm. How long was she outside? 4, maybe 5 hours. In this weather, Dr. Morrison's frown deepened. She's lucky to be alive. Another hour and we'd be having a very different conversation. Ethan watched the IV drip, clear liquid flowing into Maria's veins, life flowing back in. Is she going to be okay? With rest, proper nutrition, and warmth? Yes, but Ethan, Dr. Morrison closed his bag with a snap. What the hell happened here? The heater broke, the baby was cold, Maria did what she had to do. And where were you? The question hung in the air like an accusation. I was asleep. She called you 6 times. I had my phone on silent. Dr. Morrison's look could have frozen water. That woman nearly died keeping your daughter warm. You understand that she gave up her own body heat. Sat in freezing temperatures for hours. Risked hypothermia, frostbite, God knows what else. While you slept in your heated bedroom with your silent phone. I know. Do you... Because from where I'm standing, Ethan, this looks like negligence. This looks like a woman being worked to death because her employer can't be bothered to pick up the phone. That's not... Isn't it, huh? Dr. Morrison moved to the bassinet where Emma slept. Let me examine the baby. He checked Emma's temperature, her heart rate, her breathing, her reflexes. Then he straightened up and the disapproval on his face shifted to something else. Surprise. Well, she's perfect. Perfect? Better than perfect. Her vitals are excellent. Weight is up. She's gained 4 ounces since her last checkup 2 weeks ago. Muscle tone is good. Reflexes are strong. No signs of distress whatsoever. Dr. Morrison looked at Maria sleeping with the IV in her arm. Whatever that woman is doing, it's working. This baby is thriving. Ethan looked at Emma, pink cheeks, peaceful face, tiny fingers curled in sleep. The baby's thriving, he said slowly, and the woman keeping her alive is dying. Not dying, but close. Dr. Morrison picked up his bag. I'm prescribing bed rest for Maria, at least 3 days. No work, full meals. And for God's sake, Ethan, give her a proper room. I saw the basement on my way in. Nobody should live like that. She will. She won't. Ethan ran a hand through his hair. Things are going to change. They'd better, because if I come back and find that woman in the same condition, I'm calling social services. Understood? Understood. Dr. Morrison left. Ethan sat in the chair beside the bed and watched Maria sleep. Watched Emma sleep. Watched the sun rise through the windows and paint everything gold. And he thought about choices, about phone calls ignored, about women worked to exhaustion, about babies who knew their maid better than their father. Mr. Cross? He jerked awake. Had he fallen asleep? What time was it, Maria? You should rest. Where's Emma? Her eyes, still glassy with fever, searched frantically. Right here, in the bassinet, sleeping. She's fine. Maria's body relaxed back into the pillows. Thank God. Thank you, you mean. No, sir, thank God. I just the hands. He the one who give me strength. Ethan leaned forward. Maria, you said something earlier, about your daughter. Her hand went to the small silver cross at her neck, the only jewelry she wore. Yes, sir. What happened? Silence. Long enough that Ethan thought she wouldn't answer. Then, why you want to know, Bessa? Because I need to understand. How you can love my daughter so much, when I can barely look at her without feeling nothing. Maria's eyes filled with tears. Her name was Gabriella. She was 2 years old. My whole world, Mr. Cross. My whole heart. What happened to her? Pneumonia. Simple pneumonia. In America, you go to doctor, get antibiotics, baby better in 1 week. But in my village in El Salvador, we have no money, no doctor, no medicine. Her voice broke. I beg everyone. I sell everything I own. My mother's wedding ring, my father's watch, the little gold earrings my grandmother gave me, but never enough to save her. Ethan felt something crack in his chest. She'd die in my arms, still smiling, still trying to laugh even at the end. She say no cry, Mama. I go see angels now. She was 2 years old, Mr. Cross. 2 years old and telling me not to cry. Tears ran down Maria's cheeks. I promised God that night. On my knees beside her little body, I promise. I say, God, if you give me another chance, I never let another baby suffer. Never let another baby cry without comfort. Never let another mother feel this pain. So when I come to America, when I find work with babies, I think maybe this is my chance. Maybe this is how I keep my promise to Gabriella. Jesus, Maria. So when Emma cry, I don't hear your baby. I hear my baby. When Emma needs someone, I don't think about work or boundaries or proper behavior. I think about Gabriella, about the mother I couldn't be for her, about the second chance God give me. She looked at him directly. You ask how I love your daughter because she let me be a mother again, even if only for borrowed time, even if she never know my real name. What do you mean, Huck? Maria smiled sadly. Emma call me Mama. You know this, What? When you not around, when it's just us. She learning to make sounds, and the sound she make most is Mama, but she not talking to you, Mr. Cross. She talking to me. The words hit Ethan like a physical blow, his daughter's first word, and it wasn't for him. I'm sorry, Maria whispered. I don't mean to take your place. No. Ethan's voice was rough. Don't apologize. You didn't take anything. I gave it away. No worse than that. I never tried to take it in the first place. He stood up, moved to the window. The sun was fully up now. Saturday morning. The gardeners would be here soon, the cleaning crew, the chef, all the people who kept his empty house running while he sat in his office pretending to live. My father built an empire, Ethan said, not looking at Maria. 50,000 employees, offices in 30 countries, and he did it by working 20 hours a day, 7 days a week until he dropped dead of a heart attack at his desk when I was 12. My mother said he died doing what he loved. But you know what I remember? I remember him missing every birthday, every Christmas, every moment that mattered. And I remember thinking, when I grow up, I'll be different. I'll actually live my life. I'll actually love the people around me. He turned back to Maria. And here I am, 42 years old, sitting in the same office, working the same hours, ignoring the same phone calls, becoming the same man. His voice cracked. You asked me where I was last night. I was becoming my father. That's where I was. Mr. Cross. Ethan. Please, just Ethan. Maria's eyes widened. I can't. You can. You saved my daughter's life, Maria. You nearly died keeping her warm. The least I can do is let you use my first name. Sir, I mean Ethan. She struggled with the word. You not your father. Your father never sit beside my bed, never ask about my daughter, never see me as person. But he should have, and so should I, and from now on I will. What you mean? Ethan took a breath. I mean things change. Starting now. You don't live in the basement anymore. You take the suite next to the nursery. You eat proper meals at proper times, and I mean proper meals, not leftovers you grab between cleaning. You get 2 days off every week. Real days off where you actually leave the house. And you get a raise, a significant one. Mr. Ethan, I need it. I need to know the woman raising my daughter is being taken care of. Can you give me that? Maria stared at him, then slowly she nodded. Good. He moved toward the door, then stopped. One more thing, will you teach me? Teach you what? He looked at Emma sleeping peacefully in her bassinet. How to do what you do, how to make her stop crying, how to make her smile, how to be... His voice dropped. How to be her father. Maria's face softened. That I can do. That I can definitely do. Thank you. No, Ethan, thank you. For the first time in 3 years, you see me. You really see me. That's worth more than money. Ethan left before she could see his tears. For the next 2 days, Ethan did something he'd never done in his entire adult life. He stayed home. He canceled everything. Board meetings, investor calls, conference appearances. His assistant thought he was dying. His investors thought he'd lost his mind. His lawyer sent 6 emails marked urgent. He deleted them all. Because for the first time since Emma was born, maybe for the first time in his entire life, something mattered more than work. His daughter mattered, and he was going to learn how to love her. Maria woke up on day 2 groggy from fever but alive. When she tried to get up to check on Emma, Ethan was there. She's fine. I've got her. You what? Me? Maria blinked. You change her diaper? I watched 3 YouTube videos. I think I did it right. She's not crying, so that's a good sign. And feeding from formula, 4 ounces. She spit up a little, but the internet said that's normal. Maria's eyes filled with tears. What? What did I do wrong? Nothing. You did nothing wrong? She smiled through her tears. You being a father, that's all. Something warm bloomed in Ethan's chest. Pride, maybe, or joy, or just the simple satisfaction of doing something right for once in his life. Maria, I need to ask you something. Yes. Your daughter, Gabriella, how old would she be now? Maria's hand went to her cross. 7. She would be 7 years old. Do you have a picture? In my room, in the basement. Why? Because I want to know her. I want to know the little girl who made you into the woman who saved my daughter's life. He paused. Would that be okay? Maria nodded, unable to speak. I'll have someone bring your things up to your new room. The suite next to the nursery. Is that... Ethan, I can't take the guest suite. You're not taking anything. I'm giving it to you. There's a difference. But other people, they talk. Let them talk. I don't care what anyone thinks anymore. I care about doing the right thing. And the right thing is making sure you're taken care of. He stood. Now rest. Doctor's orders. Emma and I will be fine. You sure? No, but I'm going to try. That's all I can do, right? Try. Maria smiled. That's all any of us can do. On day 3, Emma screamed for 2 hours straight. Nothing worked. Not the bottle, not the pacifier, not the rocking or the bouncing or the 17 different YouTube lullabies Ethan tried. She just screamed and screamed and screamed until Ethan thought his head would explode. "Please," he begged. "Please, Emma, just tell me what you need. Tell me what's wrong." But babies can't talk, and fathers who never learn to listen can't hear. "Mr. Cross..." Marcus appeared in the doorway. "Should I get Maria?" "No, she needs to rest." "But the baby?" "I can handle my own daughter." Except he couldn't. Emma screamed louder. Her face turned purple. Her tiny body arched in his arms. "Ethan." He turned. Maria stood in the doorway, wrapped in a robe still pale, but standing. "Maria, you should be in bed." "Give her to me." "I can do this." "Ethan, give her to me." He did. And Maria sang. That same song, that same unknown language, that same melody that seemed to reach into Emma's soul and pull out the peace. 30 seconds. That's all it took. 30 seconds from screaming to silence. Ethan sank into a chair. How do you do that? You want to know the real secret? Please. Maria sat down carefully, still holding Emma. It's not the song, Ethan. It's the love behind the song. Babies don't hear words. They feel hearts. And when I hold Emma, when I sing to her, she feels my heart. She knows she's safe. She knows she's loved. She knows someone will catch her if she falls. But I love her. Do you? The question hung in the air. Yes, of course. She's my daughter. Love is not a fact, Ethan. Love is an action. Love is showing up. Love is answering the phone at midnight. Love is sitting in the cold to keep someone warm. Love is giving up sleep and food and comfort because someone else needs you more than you need yourself. Maria looked at him. You say you love Emma, but Emma doesn't feel it yet, because love is not what you say. Love is what you do. Ethan felt like he'd been hit in the chest with a hammer. Then teach me. Teach me how to do it, how to love her. Okay, first lesson. Maria stood and handed Emma to him. Hold her. I am holding her. No, you holding her like a football, like something you afraid to drop. Hold her like she's your whole world. Hold her like if you let go of everything that matters. Ethan adjusted his grip, drew Emma closer to his chest. Emma's eyes opened, looked up at him, and something happened. Something clicked. Something shifted in his chest, like a lock turning, like a door opening, like the sun rising after years of darkness. There, Maria whispered. You feel that? Yes. That's love, Ethan. That's what you've been missing. Emma's tiny hand wrapped around his finger, and Ethan Cross, billionaire CEO master of the universe, started to cry. I'm sorry, he whispered to his daughter. I'm so sorry I wasn't there. I'm so sorry I didn't see you. I'm so sorry I made you depend on someone else to love you. But I see you now, Emma. I see you now. Emma made a small sound, not a cry, something else, a coo, a sound of contentment, a sound that meant I see you too, Daddy. Maria smiled. Second lesson tomorrow. Right now I need to rest, and you need to spend time with your daughter. Wait, Ethan looked up. Before you go, I need to know something. What? When you were outside with Emma, when you were freezing, when you thought you might die, what did you think about? Maria's hand went to her cross. I think about Gabriella. I think about how I couldn't save her. And I think about how I can save Emma. And I think about how maybe this is why I survive. Why I come to America. Why I find this job. Maybe God doesn't give me Gabriella to keep. Maybe he give her to me to teach me how to love, so I can teach you. She turned to leave. Maria. Yes? Thank you for saving my daughter, for saving me. You welcome, Ethan. You very welcome. She left. Ethan sat there holding Emma, feeling her heartbeat against his chest, and he thought about second chances, about women who sacrifice everything, about babies who teach fathers how to love, about how sometimes the person you pay the least is worth the most. Emma yawned. Her eyes drooped. I've got you, Ethan whispered. From now on, I've got you. And for the first time in her short life, Emma fell asleep in her father's arms, because she finally felt safe, because love isn't about money or mansions or power. Love is about showing up, and for the first time in his life, Ethan Cross finally showed up. But what he didn't know, what he couldn't know was that Maria's story was darker than he could possibly imagine, and the real reason she loved Emma so desperately it would break his heart all over again. 3 weeks after that frozen morning, Ethan Cross sat in his home office staring at an email he couldn't answer because his daughter was crying in the next room, and every cell in his body screamed at him to go to her. 6 months ago, he would have closed the door. 3 weeks ago, he would have called Maria. Today, he saved the draft and went to his daughter. Hey, what's wrong? He picked Emma up from her crib, and she immediately stopped crying. Just like that. Like she'd been waiting for him. Like she knew he'd come. That feeling never got old. Bad dream. He rocked her gently the way Maria had taught him. Or are you just checking to make sure I'm still here? Emma grabbed his finger and squeezed. I'm here, sweetheart. I'm always here now. The door opened. Maria stood there with a laundry basket, smiling. You getting good at this? I had a good teacher. Ethan watched Emma's eyes start to droop. How are you feeling? Good? Strong? Ready to work? Maria, we talked about this. You don't need to do laundry anymore. I hired a service. And I told you I don't like strangers touching Emma's clothes. I know how to wash baby things. They don't. It was an argument they'd had 17 times in 3 weeks. Ethan never won. At least let me help. You help by being good papa. That's enough. Maria set down the basket and moved closer, checking Emma's forehead with the back of her hand. She feel warm to you? A little, maybe. Is that bad? Babies run warm sometimes, but if she get warmer, we call doctor, okay? Okay. Maria smiled and turned to leave, but Ethan stopped her. Wait, can I ask you something? Of course. The other day when Emma had that nightmare and I couldn't calm her down, you sang that song, the one you always sing. What does it mean? The words. Maria's hand went to her cross. It always did when anyone asked about the song. It's old lullaby, from my village. My grandmother teach me, her grandmother teach her. The words they say. How do I explain in English? She paused, thinking. They say, sleep, little one, sleep. The angels watch over you. Your mama holds you close. Nothing can hurt you here. Tomorrow the sun will rise. Tomorrow you will laugh again. But tonight, just sleep. Just be safe. Just be loved. Ethan felt his throat tighten. That's beautiful. I sing it to Gabriella every night. Maria's voice went soft. Even the night she die, I sing it. I sing until she stopped breathing. I sing until the angels take her. And then I sing some more, because maybe she still hear me, you know. Maybe in heaven, she still hear her mama's voice. Maria. I'm okay, Ethan, really. Talking about her, it don't hurt like before. Now it feels like she's close, like she's watching, like she's happy I find another baby to love. She touched Emma's cheek gently. I think Gabriella send me to Emma. I think she'd tell God, my mama need a baby to hold. Find her one. And God listen. Do you really believe that? I have to believe something, Ethan. Otherwise, what's the point? If Gabriella die for nothing, if her life mean nothing, if I come to America and work as maid for nothing. Her voice cracked. I have to believe God has a plan, even when I don't understand it. Ethan looked at this woman who'd lost everything and still found reasons to smile, who'd been paid minimum wage to clean his toilets and still treated his daughter like a princess, who'd nearly died in the cold and called it answered prayer. You're stronger than anyone I've ever met, he said quietly. No, I just don't have choice to be weak. Maria picked up the laundry basket. Now you put Emma down. She's asleep, and you have work to do. The work can wait. Ethan? Maria's voice was firm. You learning to be good father. That's wonderful, but you still have company to run. Still have people depending on you. Balance, remember, that's what we talk about. You can love Emma and still do your job. When did you become so wise? When I watch my daughter die because I have no money for medicine, that make you wise real fast. She left before he could respond. Ethan laid Emma in her crib and stood there, and Maria stood there watching her sleep, thinking about wisdom and money and all the things he'd taken for granted his entire life. Then he went back to his office and answered the email and made the calls and ran his empire, but this time with one ear always listening for his daughter's cry. Because Maria was right. Balance. That was the key. 2 days later, Emma developed a fever. Not a little warm, actually hot. 102 degrees and climbing. It's probably nothing, Dr. Morrison said over the phone at 2 a.m. Baby spike fevers. Give her infant Tylenol and keep her hydrated. Call me if it goes above 103. At 3 a.m., it was 103.2. Bring her in, Dr. Morrison said. Emergency room, now. Ethan had never moved so fast in his life. He grabbed Emma, grabbed the diaper bag Maria had packed and kept ready for emergencies, grabbed his keys, and ran for the car. He was backing out of the driveway when the passenger door flew open and Maria jumped in. "What are you, kidding? You think I let you go alone drive?" He drove. The hospital was 15 minutes away. Ethan made it in 8, running 2 red lights and breaking every speed limit. Maria held Emma the entire time, singing that lullaby, keeping her calm even as the fever made her whimper and thrash. The ER was chaos. Crying children, exhausted parents, fluorescent lights that made everyone look dead. A nurse took one look at Emma's flushed face and bumped them to the front of the line. "How high's the fever? 103.5 when we left home," Ethan said. "Maybe higher now?" They rushed Emma into an exam room, took her temperature. 104.1. "We need to bring this down fast," the doctor said, a young woman with tired eyes and capable hands. "I'm ordering tests, blood work, chest x-ray. Could be anything from ear infection to pneumonia." "Pneumonia?" Maria's face went white. "It's common in babies, usually treatable with antibiotics, but we need to be sure." They took Emma away for tests. Ethan tried to follow, but the nurse stopped him. "Parents in the waiting room. We'll come get you when we know something." "But she needs us to work. You'll only be in the way." The door closed in his face. Ethan stood there staring at that closed door, feeling more helpless than he'd ever felt in his entire life. All his money, all his power, all his connections, and he couldn't follow his daughter through a hospital door. "Come." Maria took his hand. "We wait together." They sat in those terrible plastic chairs under those terrible fluorescent lights and waited, and waited, and waited. After 30 minutes, Ethan couldn't take it anymore. "This is taking too long. Something's wrong. They would have told us if everything was fine." "They doing tests. Tests take time. What if it's serious? What if she—" He couldn't finish the sentence. "Don't think like that." "How can I not think like that? She's burning up Maria. What if we were too late? What if I wasted too much time trying to call the doctor instead of just coming straight here? Ethan, look at me." He did. "You did everything right. You check her temperature. You call the doctor. You follow instructions. You bring her here fast. You are a good father. You are doing everything you're supposed to do. Then why do I feel like I'm failing her?" "Because you love her. Love make us afraid. Love make us feel like we never doing enough. That's normal. That's what being parent means." "How did you stand it with Gabriella knowing she was sick and you couldn't fix it?" Maria's eyes filled with tears. "I didn't stand it. I break into a million pieces. I break so bad I never fully put back together. That's why I understand what you're feeling right now. That terror, that helplessness, that voice in your head screaming, 'Please God, not my baby, take me instead, just not my baby.' Yes, exactly that. The difference is you have money for doctors. You have car to drive here. You have insurance and resources and all the things I never have. Emma is going to be okay, Ethan. She has to be, because God already take one baby from me. He won't take another. He can't be that cruel." Before Ethan could respond, the doctor came out. They both jumped up. "How is she unstable? Fever's down to 102. The good news is it's not pneumonia." Maria made a sound like all the air had left her body. "The bad news," the doctor continued, "is that it's a pretty nasty viral infection. We're going to keep her overnight for observation and IV fluids. She should be fine in a few days, but these things can be unpredictable in babies this young." "Can we see her?" "Of course. Follow me." Emma was in a crib in the pediatric ward, hooked up to an IV and monitors looking so small and fragile it made Ethan's heart hurt, but her eyes were open. When she saw them, she reached out her little arms. "Mama!" It was barely a sound, barely a word, but it was there. Maria's first word. Emma's first real word. And she was looking at Maria. Ethan felt something twist in his chest. Not jealousy exactly, something more complicated. Pride that his daughter could speak. Pain that the word wasn't for him, and gratitude that Maria was there to hear it. "Did she just—" Maria's voice shook. "She called for you," Ethan said quietly. "She called for her mama. But I'm not—" "Yes, you are." He looked at Maria, really looked at her, saw the tears streaming down her face, saw the love radiating from every cell of her body. "You're more her mother than anyone else. You're the one who feeds her and rocks her and sings to her. You're the one who sits up all night when she's sick. You're the one who loves her like she's your own. So yes, Maria, you're her mama, and I'm grateful for that." "Ethan, I mean it. I'm not threatened by it. I'm thankful for it, because Emma is lucky. She has 2 people who love her, a father who's learning, and a mother who already knows how." Maria couldn't speak. She just moved to the crib and picked up Emma, careful of the IV line, and held her close. "Shh, mi amor. Mama's here. Mama's got you." Emma's eyes closed. Her breathing evened out. Even sick, even in pain, she found peace in Maria's arms. "That lullaby," Ethan said. "Will you teach it to me, the words, so I can sing it to her when you're not there?" Maria looked up surprised. "You want to learn? I want to give her everything you give her, including that song. Will you teach me?" "Yes, of course, yes." They stayed at the hospital all night. The nurses brought coffee and terrible vending machine sandwiches. Dr. Morrison showed up at dawn to check on Emma and raised an eyebrow at seeing both of them there. Most fathers I know would have gone home to sleep. I'm not most fathers. No, you're not. Dr. Morrison checked Emma's chart. Fever's holding steady at 101. That's good. Keep doing whatever you're doing. At 8 a.m., Emma woke up and immediately started crying. Not the sick, weak cry from before. A real cry. An angry, hungry, I want my bottle now cry. The nurse laughed. That's a good sign. Sick babies don't have the energy to scream like that. Maria prepared a bottle, and Emma drank it greedily, then promptly threw up all over everyone. Also a good sign, the nurse said cheerfully. Means her stomach's waking up. Let's try again in an hour with smaller amounts. By noon, Emma was keeping down formula and had managed to soak through 3 diapers, which apparently was cause for celebration in the pediatric ward. She's peeing. That means she's hydrated. Good job, baby girl. Ethan had never been so happy about bodily functions in his entire life. At 2 p.m., Dr. Morrison released them with a prescription for antibiotics and strict instructions to follow up in 3 days. She's tough, he said, ruffling Emma's wispy hair. Takes after her dad. Takes after Maria? Ethan corrected. I'm just trying to keep up. They drove home in silence. Emma slept in her car seat. Maria stared out the window. Ethan gripped the steering wheel and tried not to think about how close they'd come to something much worse. You okay? He asked finally. No. At least she was honest. You want to talk about it? Not yet, maybe later. Right now I just want to get Emma home and hold her and thank God she's alive. That sounds like a good plan. But when they got home, things took a turn. Marcus met them at the door looking uncomfortable. Mr. Cross, you have a visitor. Tell them to come back later. My daughter just got out of the hospital. I tried. She said she's not leaving until she talks to you. She who? A woman appeared behind Marcus. Blonde, expensively dressed, furious. Jessica, Emma's biological mother, Ethan's ex-wife, the woman who'd signed away custody 8 months ago and hadn't called once to check on her daughter. Jessica, what are you doing here? I heard Emma was in the hospital. I came as soon as I found out. How did you find out? I still have Google alerts set for your name. There was a mention on some hospital staff member's Facebook about a billionaire and his sick baby. I put 2 and 2 together. Ethan felt his jaw tighten. Emma's fine. She had a viral infection. She's been released. You can go now. I want to see her. No. She's my daughter, Ethan. On paper, maybe, but you signed away custody. You gave up that right. I can change my mind. The world stopped. What? Jessica stepped closer and Ethan could see the calculation in her eyes. I've been thinking. I made a mistake. I was overwhelmed and scared and I made a bad decision, but I'm ready now. I want my daughter back. You can't just... I can. My lawyer says I have a case. Postpartum depression, coercion. I signed those papers under duress. That's bullshit and you know it. Does it matter? The judge won't think so, especially when I tell them about your neglect. Ethan's blood turned to ice. What neglect? Your maid found your daughter nearly frozen to death. Your maid had to take her outside because you wouldn't answer your phone. Your maid spent the night in hypothermic conditions because you couldn't be bothered to care about your own child. Jessica smiled. That's what my lawyer calls a pattern of endangerment. And when I get Emma back, you'll be lucky if you get supervised visitation. Before Ethan could respond, Maria stepped forward. You lying? Jessica looked at her like she was something stuck to her shoe. Excuse me. You lying about Mr. Cross. He not neglect Emma. He love her. He take good care of her. And who are you? I'm the maid, the one who almost froze to death. Except I didn't freeze. I keep Emma warm. I make choice to go outside because inside was colder. Mr. Cross didn't know. I didn't tell him how bad it was. How convenient. The maid protecting her employer. I not protecting him. I telling truth. You want to take Emma. Why you don't want her when she born? You don't call. You don't visit. You don't ask how she's doing. Now suddenly you want her back. Why? What change? Jessica's eyes narrowed. That's none of your business. It's my business when you try to hurt good man who finally learning to be good father. He's not fit to be her father. Look at what happened. Hospital visits, near-death experiences. That baby needs a mother. She have a mother, Maria said quietly. She have me. The words hung in the air. Jessica laughed. You're the maid. You're hired help. You have no legal standing whatsoever. Maybe not legal, but I have something you never have. I have love. I have time. I have arms that hold her when she cries. I have voice that sings her to sleep. I have heart that breaks when she's sick. What you have? Money. You think money make you mother. I gave birth to her. Giving birth don't make you mother. Showing up every day make you mother. Loving her more than yourself make you mother. You give birth and you leave. I not give birth, but I stay. So who's the real mother here? Ethan had never loved Maria more than he did in that moment. Jessica's face turned red. How dare you? You're just a what? Just a poor woman from El Salvador. Just a maid who cleans toilets. Just someone who loves your daughter more than you ever did. Maria's voice was steady. You right. I'm all those things. But I'm also the person who sits up all night when Emma can't sleep. I'm the person who knows she likes her bottle warm but not hot. I'm the person who knows she hates the blue pacifier but loves the pink one. I'm the person who knows she's scared of the vacuum cleaner but loves the sound of rain. What do you know about her? What's her favorite toy? What makes her laugh? What's her middle name? Silence. You don't even know your own daughter's middle name, Maria said softly. It's Grace. Emma Grace Cross. Beautiful name, but you don't know it because you never bothered to ask. Jessica's face had gone from red to white. I don't need to prove anything to you. No, you need to prove it to Judge, and good luck with that. Because when Judge asks who take care of Emma, who know Emma, who love Emma, Maria looked at Ethan. It's not gonna be you. Jessica turned to Ethan. You're letting your maid fight your battles now. She's not fighting my battle. She's fighting for Emma, and she's right about everything. You don't want Emma back because you love her. You want her back because you saw news about me being at a hospital and realized you could use it for leverage. What do you really want, Jessica? More money, is that it? I want my daughter. No, you don't. You never did. So tell me the real reason you're here, and maybe we can work something out. Jessica's mask slipped. Just for a second. Fine. Charles left me. Charles, your boyfriend? The one you left me for. He wasn't just my boyfriend. He was my meal ticket. And now he's gone, and I'm broke, and... She stopped, realized she'd said too much. And you thought you could get Emma back and sue me for child support, Ethan finished. Maybe get a nice settlement to make the whole custody thing go away quietly. It's not like that. Yes, it is. It's exactly like that. Jessica's eyes filled with tears. Crocodile tears. You don't understand what it's like. Being alone. Having nothing. Needing help. Actually, Maria said quietly, I know exactly what that's like. I lose my husband. I lose my baby. I lose everything. I come to America with nothing but the clothes on my back. But you know what I don't do? I don't use another baby as bargaining chip. I don't threaten good man who trying to do right thing. I don't pretend to care when all I really want is money. Jessica looked between them, saw that she'd lost. Fine. How much? I'm sorry, Ethan asked. How much will you pay me to go away to sign papers saying I'll never contest custody again? You're seriously asking me to pay you to abandon your daughter. I already abandoned her. This just makes it official and profitable. So how much? Ethan wanted to throw her out, wanted to call security and have her physically removed from his house. But he also knew that legal battles were expensive and exhausting, and Emma deserved better than to grow up as a pawn in custody wars. $5 million, he said. One-time payment. You sign papers with my lawyer today. You give up all parental rights permanently, no contact with Emma, ever, and you sign an NDA so you can't go to the press about any of this. $10 million. 6, that's my final offer. Take it or leave it. Jessica calculated quickly. Fine, $6 million, but I want it wired today. I'll call my lawyer. He'll have the papers ready in an hour. Good. Jessica moved toward the door, then stopped. Looked at Emma sleeping in Maria's arms. For just a second, something flickered across her face. Regret, maybe, or just the realization of what she was giving up. Then it was gone. She's got your eyes, Jessica said to Ethan. But her stubborn streak, that's all me. No, Maria said. That's all her. Emma is her own person. She's not you or Ethan or me. She's herself, and she's going to be wonderful. Jessica left without another word. The house was silent after she was gone. Emma woke up and started fussing. Maria rocked her gently singing that lullaby, and Emma settled back down. Ethan sank onto the couch, feeling like he'd just run a marathon. Thank you. For what? For standing up for Emma, for me, for saying everything I was thinking but couldn't say. That woman make me so angry. She have beautiful baby, and she throw her away like garbage. You know what I would give to have Gabriella back? Anything. Everything. My life. And she just... Maria's voice broke. She don't deserve Emma. She never deserve her. No, she doesn't. But Emma deserves better than all of this drama. She have better. She have you. And she has you. Ethan looked at Maria. I know you're just the maid on paper. I know you have no legal connection to Emma, but I also know that you're more her mother than Jessica ever was. So I want to ask you something. What? Would you consider adopting her legally, with me as a co-parent? Maria's eyes went wide. What, Ethan? No, I can't. Why not? Because I'm the maid. Because this is crazy. Because people will think... I don't care what people think. I care about what's best for Emma. And what's best for Emma is having you in her life officially, permanently, so that no judge can ever take her away from you, so that no ex-wife can ever use you against me, so that Emma has two parents who actually love her. Ethan, you don't understand. Adoption is expensive. The lawyers, the paperwork, I have $3 billion. Money's not the issue. But I'm not American citizen. Immigration might not allow. Then we'll fix your immigration status. Green card first, then citizenship. I have lawyers for that. Good ones. But why you want to do this? Ethan stood up and moved closer to Maria, to this woman who'd saved his daughter's life, who'd taught him how to love, who'd shown him what it meant to be a real parent. Because Emma called you mama, and she was right. You are her mama. You've earned that title 1,000 times over. So let's make it official. Let's make you family. Not hired help, not the maid. Family. Maria's tears fell freely now. I don't know what to say. Say yes. Say you'll stay. Say you'll be Emma's mother in every way that matters. What about you? What about us? People will talk. They'll say things about why you really want the maid to adopt your baby. They'll make it dirty. Let them talk. I don't care about gossip. I care about my daughter having the best possible life, and that includes having you as her mother. Maria looked down at Emma sleeping peacefully in her arms. Then she looked at Ethan, and she smiled through her tears. Yes, I say yes. I'll adopt her. I'll be her mama officially. I'll be her family. Good. I'll call my lawyer right now and... But first... Maria interrupted. We need to talk. About what? About my past. About why I really come to America. About the things I never tell you. Her voice dropped. Because if I'm going to be Emma's mother officially, you need to know the whole truth. Not just the sad parts. The dark parts, too. Ethan felt something cold settle in his stomach. What dark parts? The parts I'm ashamed of. The parts I try to forget. The parts that wake me up at night screaming. Maria's hands shook. Because Gabriella didn't just die from pneumonia, Ethan. She died because of choices I make. Bad choices. Desperate choices. And if you're going to trust me with Emma, you need to know what kind of woman I really am. Maria, whatever it is. No, you need to hear this. You need to know. And then you need to decide if you still want me in Emma's life. Because once I tell you, you might change your mind. You might realize I'm not the good person you think I am. Ethan sat back down. Tell me. Maria took a deep breath, and she began to speak. Maria's hands trembled as she held Emma closer, as if the baby could protect her from the memories she was about to unleash. When Gabriella gets sick, I have no money. My husband Roberto, he dies 6 months before in construction accident. No insurance, no savings, just me and my baby and bills I can't pay. Maria, you don't have to. Yes, I do. You need to know. She took a breath. The pneumonia starts small, little cough. I think maybe it's nothing, but then fever come, high fever, and Gabriella, she stop eating, stop playing, just lie in bed looking at me with those big eyes asking why Mama don't make it better. Ethan's chest tightened, but he stayed silent. I take her to clinic, free clinic in the village. The doctor, he says she need antibiotics, strong ones. He write prescription. Cost is $200 American. Might as well be 2 million. I don't have it. What did you do? Maria's voice dropped to barely a whisper. I beg. I go to everyone I know. My neighbors, they pour too. They give what they can. $5 here, $10 there. By end of the day, I have maybe $60. Not enough. Not nearly enough. So I go to the church. Father Miguel, he's good man, kind man. He look at Gabriela and he cry. He give me $50 from the donation box. He says he wish he could give more, but the church, it's poorer too. Now I have $110. Still not enough. Emma stirred in her arms. Maria adjusted her grip, her voice steady despite the tears on her face. Then someone tell me about a man, Santos. He live at edge of village. He have money. He lend to people who need it. So I go to him. I bring Gabriela with me because I have nobody to watch her. And Santos, he look at my baby. He look at me. And he smile. Something cold crawled down Ethan's spine. Maria? He say he give me the money, all of it. $200, but I have to pay him back $400 in 6 months. Double. I say yes. I say anything. I just need medicine for my baby. That's not your fault. You were desperate. Wait, it gets worse. Maria's voice cracked. Santos give me the money, but then he say if I can't pay him back, he take something else. He say he always looking for girls to work in his clubs, girls to dance, girls to do other things, and if I can't pay, I become one of those girls. He was trafficking you. I don't care what he doing. I just need medicine. So I take the money and I run to pharmacy. I buy the antibiotics. I bring them home. I give them to Gabriela, and for 2 days, she get better. The fever goes down. She start eating again. She smile. I think we safe. I think God answer my prayers. But I'm stupid. I don't read instructions carefully. My English not good then. The bottle say give medicine for 10 days. I think it say give medicine until it's gone. I give Gabriela the medicine for only 5 days. When she seemed better, I stop. I save the rest to sell back to pharmacy to get money for food. Ethan's heart sank. 3 days later, the fever come back, worse than before, stronger. The pneumonia, it come back resistant. That's what doctor tell me later. When you stop antibiotics too early, the bacteria come back stronger, and now the medicine don't work anymore. She need different medicine, stronger medicine, more expensive medicine. How much? $500. I already owe Santos $400. I have no way to get $500 more. So I go back to Santos. I beg him. I say, please, please, my baby dying. I do anything. And he look at me and he say, anything. Maria's whole body shook now. Emma woke up and started to fuss, sensing her distress. Maria rocked her automatically, her voice mechanical as she continued. He say he give me the money, but I have to work for him now, starting immediately. He say I leave Gabriela with my neighbor, and I come to his club, and I dance, and I do whatever the men want. And if I don't, he take the money back, and he make sure everyone in village know I'm the woman, Akram, who choose pride over her baby's life. Jesus Christ, Maria. So I say yes. What else can I do? I say yes, I do it. Just give me the medicine, and he give it to me. $500. I run home. I give Gabriela the new medicine, and that night I go to Santos's club. Ethan felt sick. The club, it's not just dancing, it's touching. It's men's hands all over you. It's doing things that make you want to die inside. But I do it. I smile and I dance and I let them touch me because my baby at home need me to survive so I can take care of her. I tell myself it's just temporary. Just until Gabriela get better. Just until I pay back the debt. How long did this go on? 2 weeks. I work every night. Come home at dawn, give Gabriela her medicine, sleep for 2 hours, wake up and do it again. My neighbor, she's old woman named Rosa. She watch Gabriela during the night. She don't ask questions. She just help because that's what neighbors do. Maria's tears fell on Emma's face now. The baby reached up and touched her cheek as if trying to comfort her. But the medicine not working fast enough. Gabriela getting worse? She can't breathe right. She coughing up blood. Rosa say I need to take her to hospital. Real hospital. In the city. But hospital costs thousands of dollars. Thousands I don't have. Thousands Santos won't give me. So what happened? I make choice. Worst choice of my life. I decide to run. Ethan leaned forward. Run where? To America. I hear stories about people who cross border and find work and send money back home. I think maybe I can find work, make money fast, send it back for Gabriela's hospital. So I take the money I earned from the club, maybe $300, and I give it to Rosa. I say, please, watch my baby, take her to hospital. If she get worse, I'll send more money soon. And Rosa, she begged me not to go. She said Gabriella need her mama, but I don't listen. I think I'm being smart. I think I'm saving her. You were trying to help. No, I was being coward. I was running away because I can't stand to see my baby die. I can't stand to feel helpless. So I leave her. I leave my sick baby with old woman, and I cross desert with coyotes, and I come to America thinking I'm hero, thinking I'm saving her. The room was completely silent except for Emma's soft breathing. It'd take me 8 days to cross, 8 days in desert with no phone, no communication, no way to know if Gabriella okay. I almost die 3 times, almost get caught by border patrol, almost get left behind when I can't keep up. But I make it. I get to Texas. I find work at restaurant washing dishes. I work 3 days straight. No sleep, just work and work and work to make enough money to call home. When did you find out? Day 4. I call Rosa's neighbor cause Rosa have no phone. The neighbor, she start crying as soon as she hear my voice. She say Rosa try everything. She take Gabriella to hospital. But hospitals say they can't help without payment. They turn them away. Rosa go back to village. She beg Father Miguel. She beg Santos. She beg everyone. Santos say he take Gabriella as payment for my debt if Rosa give him the $300 I leave. Rosa refuse. She try to care for Gabriella herself. But on day 6, Maria couldn't continue. Her voice broke completely. She buried her face in Emma's hair and sobbed. Ethan moved to sit beside her, put his hand on her back, waited. After a long moment, Maria spoke again. Gabriella die in Rosa's arms. Not mine, Rosa's, because I wasn't there. I was in Texas washing dishes while my baby take her last breath asking for mama who abandoned her. You didn't abandon her. You were trying to save her. I abandon her. I choose to run instead of stay. I choose to save myself from watching her suffer instead of being there to hold her. I choose wrong Ethan, and she pay the price. Maria, you were in an impossible situation. There's more. Maria's voice was flat now. Empty. When I find out she die, I try to go back, but I can't. I have no papers, no way to cross back legally, and Santos, he send word through Rosa's neighbor. He say if I come back, I belong to him. He say I owe him $900 now, the $400 from first loan, the $500 from second loan, and interest. He say I work it off in his club or he kill me. So you stayed in America. I have no choice. I'm a legal immigrant with debt to trafficker and dead baby I can't even bury because I'm not there. Rosa bury her. Rosa say words over her grave. Rosa put flowers. Not me. I'm thousands of miles away washing dishes and crying and wanting to die. Ethan felt tears on his own face now. I'm so sorry. You see now? You see why I can't adopt Emma. I'm not good person. I'm coward who run away. I'm woman who make bad choices that kill her own child. I'm person who owe money to trafficker who probably still looking for me. I'm... Stop. Ethan's voice was firm. Just stop. Maria looked at him confused. Everything you just told me, it doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you human. You were in an impossible situation. You had no good options. You did what you thought would save your daughter. It didn't work out. That's tragedy, Maria, not moral failure. But I left her. Because you thought you could save her faster that way. Because staying meant watching her die slowly. Because you were desperate and terrified and alone. That's not cowardice, that's desperation. Dimi. Santos. Santos is a monster who preys on desperate mothers. That's not your fault. None of this is your fault. Gabriella died because of my choices. Gabriella died because you were poor, because healthcare costs money, because the system failed you, because evil men exploit vulnerable women, but not because you didn't love her. Everything you did out of love. Even the mistakes, especially the mistakes. Maria shook her head. You don't understand. When I hold Emma, when I sing to her, I'm not just loving her. I'm trying to fix what I broke. I'm trying to be the mother I should have been. I'm trying to make up for abandoning Gabriella. That's selfish. That's using Emma to heal myself. Is it working? The question caught Maria off guard. What? Is it working? Does loving Emma heal the wound from losing Gabriella? I know, not heal, but it helps. It makes the pain bearable. It gives me reason to wake up. It makes me feel like maybe I can be good person after all. Maybe I can do right thing this time. Maybe you can have a second chance. I don't deserve second chance. None of us deserve the chances we get, but we take them anyway, Because the alternative is giving up. Is that what you want? To give up on Emma because you feel guilty about Gabriella? No, I love Emma. Then love her, officially, legally, as her mother. Stop punishing yourself and start living again. Gabriella would want that. Would she want you to suffer forever, or would she want you to love another baby who needs you? Maria's tears came harder now. I don't know what she wants. I don't know anything anymore. Emma started crying too, feeding off Maria's distress. Maria tried to calm her, but her hands were shaking too much. Here. Ethan took Emma gently. Let me. He held his daughter and started humming. Not Maria's lullaby, he hadn't learned the words yet. Just a soft, wordless tune. And slowly Emma calmed down. Maria watched her face full of wonder. You getting good at this? I had a good teacher. Ethan looked at her. Maria, I understand if you don't want to adopt Emma, if it's too much, if it brings back too many painful memories. I won't force you, but I want you to know something. What? You're not using Emma to heal. You're allowing Emma to heal you. There's a difference. Using implies manipulation, taking without giving back. But you give Emma everything. Your time, your love, your whole heart. You're not taking from her, you're sharing with her, and she's sharing with you. That's not selfish, that's how love works. But what if I fail again? What if something happened to Emma and I? Then we deal with it together. That's what parents do. They worry, they make mistakes, they do their best and hope it's enough. But they don't do it alone. They do it together. Together? Together, you and me. Co-parents, equal partners in raising Emma, not employer and employee, not boss and maid, partners, family. Maria looked at Emma sleeping peacefully in Ethan's arms. You really mean that? Every word. But Maria, I need to know. This Santos, is he still a threat? Could he come after you? Maria's face paled. I don't know. I hope not. I change my name when I come here. Maria Santos became Maria Rodriguez. I use fake papers to get work. I move around a lot first few years. But then I meet agency that place me with you, and I've been here 3 years, and nobody come looking, and I start to think maybe I'm safe. But you're not sure. How can I be sure Santos have connections? He have people who cross border all the time. What if they see me? What if they tell him where I am? What if? Then we protect you. We get you real papers, real citizenship. We make sure you're legal and safe, and Santos can never touch you again. You can do that. I can try. I have lawyers, good ones, immigration specialists. If there's a way to make you legal, they'll find it. But what if they find out about my fake papers? What if I get deported? Then I'll fight it. I'll hire the best lawyers in the country. I'll call in every favor I have. I'll do whatever it takes to keep you here. With Emma, with us. Maria couldn't speak. She just stared at him, tears streaming down her face. Why, she finally whispered, why you do all this for me? Because you saved my daughter's life. Because you taught me how to be a father. Because you're the best person I know. And because... Ethan paused. Because you're family, and family protects each other. I'm not your family. I'm just... You're Emma's mother. That makes you family. The most important kind. Maria stood up slowly and moved to where Ethan sat holding Emma. She looked at the baby, then at Ethan, then back at the baby. Okay, she said quietly. Okay. Okay, I'll do it. I'll adopt Emma. I'll be her mother officially. I'll let you help me with papers and lawyers and citizenship. I'll stop running and start living. For her, for Gabriella, for me. Ethan smiled. Thank you. No, thank you. For seeing me. For hearing my story and not turning away. For giving me chance to be mother again. You don't need my permission to be a mother. You already are one. Emma woke up then and looked at both of them. Her face scrunched up, preparing to cry, but then she saw Maria and relaxed immediately. Mama, Emma said clearly. It was the second time she'd said it, and this time she was looking right at Maria. Maria's face lit up like the sun. Yes, baby, Mama's here. Mama's always here. She took Emma from Ethan and held her close, singing that lullaby softly. Emma's eyes drifted closed again, peaceful and safe. Ethan watched them and felt something shift in his chest. Not jealousy, not resentment. Something warmer. Something that felt like gratitude and love and hope all mixed together. This was his family. Not perfect, not traditional, but his. The lawyer arrived 2 hours later with papers for Jessica to sign and papers for Maria's adoption to begin. His name was Harold Chen, and he'd been Ethan's attorney for 10 years. He'd seen everything, handled everything, never asked unnecessary questions, until now. You want to do what? Harold stared at Ethan like he'd grown a second head. I want to start adoption proceedings for Maria to become Emma's legal mother, co-parent with me, full custody rights. Ethan, do you understand what you're asking? This isn't like adding someone to a bank account. This is giving someone permanent legal rights to your child. If things go south, she could sue for custody. She could take Emma away from you. She won't. You don't know that. Yes, I do. Maria would never hurt Emma, or me. Harold looked at Maria, who sat across the room holding Emma. No offense, Ms. Rodriguez, but I have to advise my client. And my advice is that this is insane. None taken, Maria said quietly. He's right, Ethan. This is crazy. You shouldn't give me legal rights. You barely know me. I know you better than I knew Jessica when I married her, and that worked out great, Ethan said dryly. Harold sighed. Fine. Let's say I start the paperwork. There's another problem. Is Ms. Rodriguez a U.S. citizen? Silence. Ms. Rodriguez? Maria's voice was barely audible. No. Do you have a green card? No. Are you here legally? No. Harold closed his briefcase. Then I can't help you. I'm sorry. Immigration law is very clear. You can't adopt a U.S. citizen child if you're not here legally. It's impossible. What if we fix that first? Ethan asked. Get Maria legal status, then do the adoption. That could take years, maybe decades. The immigration system is backed up. Unless she qualifies for asylum or has family here who can sponsor her, I can sponsor her. As what an employer, that's a work visa, not a path to citizenship, and it doesn't help with the adoption. What if I marry her? The room went completely silent. Harold blinked. What? Maria's voice was a squeak. What if I marry Maria spousal visa, path to citizenship, then we adopt Emma together as a married couple? Ethan, no? Maria stood up Emma in her arms. You can't marry me. That's crazy. That's what we need. Practical, Ethan said calmly. It solves the immigration problem. It solves the adoption problem. It solves everything. Except the part where you don't love me and I don't love you, and marriage is supposed to be about love. Is it because my marriage to Jessica was supposedly about love, and that was a disaster? Maybe marriage should be about partnership, about building something together, about shared goals and mutual respect and commitment to raising a child right. That's insane. Is it? Think about it. We already live together. We already co-parent Emma. We already have mutual respect. The only thing we're missing is the paperwork. Harold held up a hand. Okay, let's all take a breath. Ethan, are you seriously proposing a marriage of convenience to your maid? Ex-maid. And yes, absolutely. Do you understand what you're risking? If immigration suspects it's a fake marriage, you both could go to jail. They'll investigate. They'll interview neighbors. They'll check everything. If they find any inconsistency, it won't be fake. We'll really be married. We'll really live together. We'll really raise Emma together. The only difference is we won't be sharing a bedroom. But plenty of real marriages have separate bedrooms. That's not proof of anything. Ethan, Maria's voice shook. This is too much. You can't sacrifice your whole life for me. I'm not sacrificing anything. I'm gaining a real partner, a real co-parent, a real family. What's the sacrifice in that? Your freedom. Your chance to find someone you actually love. I don't want to find someone. I tried that. I married for love, and it failed miserably. Maybe it's time to try something different. Maybe it's time to marry for the right reasons instead of romantic reasons. Harold rubbed his temples. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but if you're serious, and I mean really serious, I can make it work. It'll be complicated, it'll be expensive, and it'll require you both to commit to at least 2 years of marriage before Maria can apply for citizenship. Can you do that? Ethan looked at Maria. Can you? Maria looked at Emma sleeping in her arms, then at Ethan, then at Harold, then back at Emma. 2 years, she asked quietly. Minimum, Harold confirmed. You'll have to file paperwork, attend interviews, prove the marriage is real, live together, share finances, all of it. And after 2 years, Maria can apply for citizenship. Once she's a citizen, you can adopt Emma together. Then if you want a divorce, you can. But the adoption will stick. Maria will be Emma's legal mother forever, regardless of your marital status. So I'd be married for 2 years to make sure Emma has legal mother, Ethan asked. Essentially, yes. Ethan turned to Maria. I can do 2 years. Can you? Maria's eyes filled with tears again. Why you do this? You don't have to. You can just let me be the nanny. Let me take care of Emma without papers. Why risk so much? Because Emma deserves to have you legally protected. Because if something happens to me, I want to know you can keep her. Because every child deserves two parents who are committed to them. Because... He paused. Because you're worth it, Maria. You're worth the risk. I'm not worth anything. Yes, you are. Stop saying you're not. You're worth everything to Emma, and that makes you worth everything to me. Maria looked at Emma. The baby was awake now, looking between the adults like she understood something important was happening. Okay, Maria whispered. Okay, I'll marry you. For Emma. For 2 years. For legal papers and citizenship and adoption. I'll do it. Harold made a sound like he was in pain. I need this in writing. I need both of you to sign paperwork acknowledging this is a legitimate marriage for immigration purposes. I need... Whatever you need, do it, Ethan said. How fast can we make this happen? If I file tomorrow, we can have you married within a month, but you'll need to start acting like a couple immediately. Immigration doesn't just look at paperwork. They look at relationships. They'll want photos, evidence of dating, evidence of commitment. We have commitment. We're co-parenting Emma. That's not enough. They'll want romantic commitment, or at least the appearance of it. Then we'll give them that? Maria's voice was small. How? We date, Ethan said simply. For the next month, we go on dates. We take photos. We act like a couple. We make it real enough that immigration won't question it. But we not dating. We just working together? Then we start. Tonight. We go to dinner. Somewhere public. Somewhere people will see us. And we act like we're together. With Emma. Yes, families go out together. That's normal. Harold gathered his papers. Fine, I'll start the paperwork. But Ethan, I'm going on record saying this is the craziest thing you've ever done. And I was there when you tried to buy that island in the Caribbean just because you were bored. This is different. How this matters. Harold left, shaking his head and muttering about billionaires with savior complexes. Maria sat back down, looking dazed. Did we really just agree to get married? Yes. To each other? Yes. For Emma. For Emma. This is insane. Probably. What if we hate each other by end of 2 years? Then we divorce and co-parent from separate houses. But we'll still both be Emma's legal parents. That won't change. And what if... Maria stopped. What if one of us fall in love with someone else during those 2 years? What then? Ethan hadn't thought about that. I don't know. I guess we deal with it if it happens. But honestly, Maria, I'm not looking for love. I tried love. It hurt. I'm looking for partnership, for commitment, for someone who'll help me raise my daughter right. And that's you. But what if you change your mind? What if you wake up one day and realize you do want love? Real love, and I'm in the way. You're not in the way. You're part of the solution. Maria looked at him for a long moment. You're either the bravest man I ever meet or the stupidest. Can I be both? Despite everything, Maria laughed. Yes, I think you can. Emma chose that moment to reach for Ethan, making her grabby hands motion. He took her and held her close. What do you think, Emma? Should I marry Maria? Should we make her your mama officially? Emma responded by grabbing his nose and laughing. I'll take that as a yes. Maria stood up. Okay, if we doing this, we doing it right. No half measures. We make it look real. We make immigration believe it. We make everyone believe it. For Emma. For Emma, Ethan agreed. But first, I need to ask you something. Anything. If we living together as husband and wife, where do I sleep? Ethan hadn't thought about that either. There's a guest suite next to mine, connected bathroom, separate entrance. You'd have privacy, but we'd be close enough that it looks legitimate. And the basement room. Become storage, or an office, or nothing. You're not sleeping in the basement anymore. That's not negotiable. Okay? Maria took a shaky breath. Okay, I can do this. I can be wife for 2 years. I can pretend we in love. You don't have to pretend we're in love. Just pretend we're committed to each other. To Emma, that's not pretending. That's real. You right. That is real. So we're doing this? We're doing this. They shook hands, formal and awkward and completely inappropriate for two people who'd just agreed to get married. But it felt right somehow, like a business deal, like a partnership, like the beginning of something neither of them fully understood yet. One more thing, Maria said. What? When we tell people, friends, family, whoever, what we say, how we explain this, we tell them the truth, that we're getting married to give Emma a stable family, that we respect each other, that we're building something together. We just leave out the immigration part. People will think we crazy. People already think I'm crazy. Billionaire marrying his maid, that'll just confirm it. I'm not your maid anymore. No, you're my fiancé, and soon you'll be my wife. The words hung in the air between them, strange and new and terrifying and somehow right. Emma yawned and snuggled against Ethan's chest, completely unconcerned, with the adult drama unfolding around her. She had her daddy, she had her mama. Nothing else mattered to her tiny mind. If only adults could see the world that simply. We should tell people tomorrow, Ethan said. Start building the narrative. Make it public before immigration gets involved. Who we tell first? My mother. She'll be shocked at Ishwa, but she'll come around. She always wanted me to find someone who actually cared about me instead of my money. What about your friends? Your business partners? Most of them will think you're a gold digger, but that's their problem, not ours. Great. Everyone think I'm gold digger. Perfect start to marriage. Let them think what they want. We know the truth. That's all that matters. Maria nodded, but she looked scared. Ethan couldn't blame her. He was scared too. This was crazy. This was reckless. This was possibly the most impulsive decision he'd made in his entire carefully controlled life. But it was also right. He couldn't explain how he knew. He just did. Emma needed Maria. Maria needed legal protection. And maybe, just maybe, Ethan needed them both more than he wanted to admit. Let's put Emma to bed, he said. Tomorrow we start our new life. Tonight let's just be what we've always been. What's that? Two people trying their best to love a baby who needs them. Maria smiled. I can do that. They walked upstairs together, Emma between them, and for the first time since that frozen morning 3 weeks ago, Ethan felt like he was exactly where he was supposed to be. Not in his office making millions, not at some charity gala pretending to care, but here, in this moment, with this woman and this baby, building something real, something that mattered, something worth fighting for. The next morning, Ethan woke up to 17 missed calls from his mother. He'd made the mistake of texting her at midnight with a simple message, I'm getting married, her name is Maria, you'll love her. In hindsight, that was probably not the best way to break the news. His phone rang again. He answered. Ethan Alexander Cross, what in God's name are you talking about? He held the phone away from his ear. Good morning, mother. Don't you good morning me. Married to whom, when, why wasn't I consulted? Her name is Maria. She's been helping me with Emma, and I'm calling you now, aren't I? Helping you with Emma? You mean your maid. You're marrying your maid. She's not my maid. She's Emma's mother. Silence. Then, Ethan, have you lost your mind completely? Probably, but it's the right thing to do. The right thing? Marrying the help is the right thing. Stop calling her the help. Her name is Maria Rodriguez, and she's the best thing that's happened to this family in years. His mother's voice turned sharp. This family, Ethan, you barely know this woman. How long have you even been dating? We're not dating, we're co-parenting. Now we're making it legal. Co-parenting isn't marriage. It is for us. Does she know about your money? Because if this is some scheme, it's not a scheme. She doesn't want my money. She wants Emma to have a stable family. Then why marriage? Why not just keep her as the nanny? Ethan closed his eyes. Because Emma calls her mama, and she deserves to have that be real. Another silence, longer this time. Oh. His mother's voice softened. Oh, Ethan. Yeah. The baby calls her mama. Her first word, well, second. She said it in the hospital when Emma was sick, and again, yesterday. She looks right at Maria and says, Mama, and Maria just lights up like, his voice caught, like she's been waiting her whole life to hear it. And you, what does Emma call you? She's working on Dada. It comes out more like Da, but we're getting there. His mother sighed. I'm coming over. We need to talk, face to face. Mother. I'm leaving now. I'll be there in 40 minutes. Have coffee ready. And Ethan. Yes. This Maria. Tell her to dress nicely. First impressions matter. She hung up before he could argue. Ethan found Maria in the kitchen already dressed in her usual uniform feeding Emma breakfast. Mashed bananas were everywhere. On Emma's face, on Maria's shirt, on the high chair, everywhere. My mother's coming, he said. Maria's spoon clattered to the floor. What, when do you... 40 minutes. 40? Ethan, no, I can't meet your mother like this. I'm covered in banana. I need to clean. I need to... She wants you to dress nicely. Maria looked down at her uniform. This is only nice thing I have. Well, except for one dress. The one I wear to church. But it's old and... Then we'll buy you new clothes. Tomorrow. Today just wear the church dress. And Maria? Yes. Stop panicking, she's going to love you. She's going to hate me. Rich mothers always hate the poor girl their son marries. This isn't a romance novel, and my mother isn't that shallow. She just wants me to be happy. And you think I make you happy? Ethan paused, looked at Maria covered in banana, smiling at Emma, completely devoted to his daughter. Yeah, I do. Maria's face softened. Okay, I go change. You clean Emma, and Ethan. Yeah. Thank you for not treating this like a business deal, for making it feel like something more. She left before he could respond. 43 minutes later, Catherine Cross swept through the front door like a force of nature. She was 62, impeccably dressed, and had opinions about everything. Ethan braced himself. Where is she? Catherine demanded. Mother, please be nice. I'm always nice. Where's the baby? In the living room with Maria. Catherine marched toward the living room. Ethan followed, already composing apology speeches in his head. But when his mother entered the room and saw Maria sitting on the floor playing with Emma, something unexpected happened. She stopped. Just stopped and stared. Maria looked up, nervous. Mrs. Cross, it's nice to meet you. I'm Maria. You're very young, Catherine said. I'm 28. And you're from where? El Salvador. And you've been taking care of my granddaughter for how long? 3 years, ma'am, since she was born. Catherine moved closer. Emma looked up at her grandmother and immediately reached out. Mama? Catherine's eyebrows rose. She's calling me Mama. No, Maria said quickly. She call me Mama. She call everyone Mama right now. She's still learning words. Show me. Show me what you do with her, how you care for her. Maria hesitated, then picked up Emma. Right now we practice standing. She's learning to pull herself up. Watch. She set Emma near the coffee table. Emma immediately grabbed the edge and pulled herself to standing, wobbling but determined. Good job, mi amor, Maria clapped. So strong. Emma grinned and let go, falling on her padded bottom. She laughed. Catherine watched this exchange with an unreadable expression. Then she sat down on the couch. Come here, Maria. Sit with me. Ethan, go make coffee. Mother. Coffee. Now. Ethan left partly because he wanted coffee and partly because he was terrified. In the kitchen, he could hear their voices, but not the words. He made coffee as slowly as possible, trying to give them time. When he finally returned with a tray, he found his mother holding Emma while Maria talked animatedly, gesturing with her hands. And that's when I realize the heater is broken and the baby is so cold, and I panic because I don't know what to do. So you took her outside, Catherine said. Yes, ma'am. I know it sounds crazy, but it sounds brave. Catherine looked at her. And foolish, but mostly brave. Maria blinked. You not mad? Mad? Why would I be mad? Because I almost let Emma freeze. Because I make bad choice. Because you did what you thought would save her, and it worked. She's fine. You nearly died, but she's fine. Catherine's voice was firm. That's not foolishness. That's love. Maria's eyes filled with tears. Catherine handed Emma to Ethan and took Maria's hands. My son told me Emma calls you Mama. Is that true? Yes, ma'am. And how do you feel about that? I love it. I love her. I love her so much it hurts sometimes. Good, because that baby needs someone who loves her like that. And clearly you do. Catherine paused. But I need to know something, Maria. And I need you to be honest with me. Anything. Do you love my son? The question hung in the air. Maria's voice was quiet. I respect him. I'm grateful to him. I admire him. But love, romantic love. No, ma'am. I don't love him like that. Not yet. Maybe not ever. This marriage, it's for Emma. For papers. For legal protection. Not for love. Ethan expected his mother to be horrified. Instead, she smiled. Good. That's what I wanted to hear. What? Both Maria and Ethan spoke at the same time. Catherine turned to her son. Ethan, your marriage to Jessica was all romance and no foundation. You loved each other desperately and had nothing else in common. This time you have everything in common except romance. That's actually healthier. You can build romance. You can't build mutual respect and shared purpose. You already have those. So you approve? Ethan asked carefully. I don't approve of the speed. I don't approve of the circumstances. And I definitely don't approve of you telling me via text message at midnight. She stood up. But I approve of Maria, and I approve of you finally being a real father to Emma. So yes, you have my blessing, for what it's worth. Maria burst into tears. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mrs. Cross. Catherine, call me Catherine. We're going to be family now. And Maria, that church dress is lovely, but we're going shopping tomorrow. A woman getting married needs a proper wardrobe, especially if she's marrying a billionaire. People will talk. Let's give them nothing to criticize. I can't afford. I'm buying. Consider it my wedding gift. Now let's discuss the ceremony. Small and private, I assume. Very small, Ethan confirmed. Just us, Harold, and maybe Marcus as a witness. Absolutely not. You're having a proper wedding. Small, yes, but proper. I'll handle it. Maria, do you have family who can attend? Maria's face fell. No, ma'am. I mean Catherine. My family is in El Salvador. I can't contact them. It's complicated. Catherine's expression softened. Then we'll be your family. Ethan, call your Aunt Margaret. And your cousin David. They'll want to be there. Maria, I'm assuming you'll want a church ceremony. Yes, if possible. I'm Catholic. Perfect. I know a priest. Father Thomas. He owes me a favor. I'll arrange it. Catherine picked up her purse. The wedding will be in 2 weeks. That gives us time to prepare, but not so much time that Ethan changes his mind. I'm not going to change my mind, Ethan protested. Men always change their minds. Women have to act fast. She kissed Emma's forehead. Goodbye, my darling. Grandmother will see you soon. Maria, I'll pick you up tomorrow at 10 a.m. for shopping. Wear comfortable shoes. We'll be walking. She left in a whirlwind of perfume and authority. Maria sank onto the couch. What just happened? My mother approved of you. That's unusual. She's very... Maria searched for the word. Intense? Yes, but also kind. She's kind underneath the intensity. She liked you. She really liked you. How you know, Because she offered to take you shopping. She only does that for people she considers family. Maria looked at him. Your mother thinks we crazy. Probably, but she supports us anyway. That's all that matters. Emma started fussing. Maria reached for her automatically. Someone needs a nap. I'll take her. Ethan stood. You should rest. You've had an emotional morning. So have you. Yeah, but I'm used to my mother. You're not. Maria smiled. She loves you, I can tell. She worry about you, but she loves you. I know, I'm lucky. He took Emma and headed for the stairs. We're lucky, all of us. The wedding preparations consumed the next 2 weeks. Catherine took over everything with military precision. Maria was measured and fitted for a simple white dress. Not a wedding gown that felt too dishonest, but a beautiful white cocktail dress that made her look like a princess. Ethan bought a new suit. Harold prepared all the immigration paperwork. Father Thomas agreed to perform the ceremony. And through it all, Ethan and Maria learned to be a couple, or at least to play one convincingly. They went on dates. Dinner at expensive restaurants where photographers lurked. Walks in the park with Emma in her stroller. Coffee shops where they talked and laughed and slowly, carefully built something that resembled friendship. What's your favorite color? Ethan asked one afternoon while Emma napped. Blue, like the sky in El Salvador. Why, you ask? Because husbands should know these things. What's your favorite food? Pupusas. They're like tortillas with filling. My grandmother makes them every Sunday. Can you make them? Yes, maybe I make them for you sometime. I'd like that. These conversations felt awkward at first. Forced. But slowly they became natural. They learned each other's rhythms. Maria learned that Ethan hated mornings and loved jazz music. Ethan learned that Maria couldn't sleep without checking on Emma 3 times and cried during any movie with dogs. They were becoming friends, not lovers, not yet, maybe not ever, but friends. And that was enough. 3 days before the wedding, everything fell apart. Ethan came home to find Maria sitting at the kitchen table staring at her phone white as a sheet. What's wrong? She showed him the phone. A text message from an unknown number. I know where you are, Maria. I know about the baby. I know about the rich man. You think you can run from me? You think your debt disappears. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for what you owe me. Santos. Ethan's blood turned to ice. How did he find you? I don't know. I'm so careful. I never use real name on social media. I never post photos. She stopped. The hospital. When Emma was sick. They make me sign papers. They take my information. Maybe someone there. Maybe they see my name and they know Santos and they tell him. It doesn't matter how he found you. What matters is keeping you safe. Ethan pulled out his own phone. I'm calling Harold and security and no. Maria grabbed his hand. If you call police, if you make big deal, immigration finds out. They investigate. They find out about my fake papers. They deport me. I lose Emma. I lose everything. If we don't do something, Santos will come here and... He couldn't finish the sentence. Then I leave. I disappear again. I go somewhere he can't find me. You're not leaving. We're getting married in 3 days. We're fixing your immigration status. We're protecting you properly. Ethan, you don't understand. Santos is dangerous. He has connections. He has money. He has people who do terrible things. If he come here, if he find me, then he'll have to go through me first. That's what I'm afraid of. I don't want you hurt because of me. I don't want Emma in danger because of my past. Maybe this is a sign. Maybe I should just go. No, Ethan's voice was firm. You're not running anymore. We're dealing with this together. That's what partners do. We not really partners. We just pretending for immigration. Are we? Because it doesn't feel like pretending to me. Does it feel like pretending to you? Maria looked at him. Really looked at him. No, it doesn't. Then we handle this together. How much do you owe Santos? $900 plus interest. Maybe $2,000 now. That's it. $2,000. That's everything to someone like me. It's nothing to someone like me. I'll pay him. I'll wire him the money right now. $20,000, $50,000, whatever it takes to make him go away. You think money will make him go away? Men like Santos, they don't want just money. They want power. They want control. If you pay him, he sees weakness. He comes back for more. Then what do we do? Before Maria could answer, Emma started crying upstairs. Not her normal cry, a scream, a terrified scream. They both ran. Emma's room door was open. It shouldn't be open. Ethan always closed it. And standing over Emma's crib was a man. Tall, scarred, dangerous. Santos. Hello, Maria, he said in Spanish. Did you miss me? Maria stepped in front of Ethan. Get away from the baby. This the baby you love so much, the one you take care of instead of paying your debts. Santos picked up Emma. She screamed louder. Pretty baby, be a shame if something happened to her. Put her down. Ethan's voice was deadly calm. Put my daughter down right now. Your daughter, I thought she was Maria's daughter. That's what my sources tell me. Maria treats this baby like her own, so maybe I take her, maybe I sell her. Baby's worth good money to the right people. Over my dead body, Maria said. That can be arranged? Santos pulled out a knife. $900, Maria. That's all you owe me. $900, and you make me chase you across countries. You make me waste time and resources. So now the price is higher, much higher. Now you owe me $50,000. I'll give you $100,000, Ethan said. Right now. I'll wire it to any account you want. Just put my daughter down and walk away. Santos laughed. You think I'm here for money? I have money. I'm here for principle. Maria belongs to me. She always belonged to me. She made a deal. She works off her debt. And now she's here playing house with rich man pretending to be mother to his baby living in mansion while I got nothing. That's not fair. Life's not fair, Ethan said. But if you hurt that baby, I will destroy you. I have resources you can't imagine. I will hunt you down. I will find everyone you love. I will burn your entire operation to the ground. Big words from man who can't even protect his own child. Santos moved the knife closer to Emma. Maria screamed. No, stop. I'll go with you. I'll work for you. Just don't hurt her, please. She's innocent. Maria, no. Ethan grabbed her arm. Let me go. Tears streamed down her face. He'll kill her, Ethan. He'll kill Emma if I don't do what he wants. I can't let that happen. I can't lose another baby. I can't. You won't. A new voice from the doorway. Marcus stood there with a gun pointed at Santos's head. Put the baby down, Marcus said calmly. Put her down and step away from the crib. Santos's face twisted. You gonna shoot me with the baby right here? You miss, you hit the kid. I don't miss. I'm ex-military, sniper division. I can take off your ear from half a mile away. From 10 feet, I can put a bullet exactly where I want it. So I'll ask you again. Put the baby down. For a long moment, nobody moved. Then Santos put Emma back in her crib. Smart choice, Marcus said. Now walk toward me. Slowly. Hands where I can see them. Santos moved toward the door, but as he passed Maria, he grabbed her, pulling her against him with the knife to her throat. I'm leaving, and I'm taking Maria with me. You try to stop me, I cut her. You call police, I cut her. You follow me, I cut her. Understand? Let her go, Ethan said. Take me instead. I'm worth more. You want money leverage? Take me." "You," Santos laughed. "You're useless to me, but Maria, she owes me. She made promises, and I always collect my debts." He dragged Maria toward the door. Marcus couldn't get a clear shot without risking Maria. Ethan couldn't move without risking Maria's throat. They were trapped. And then Emma screamed. Not a cry, a scream. The kind of scream that said, "Mama is leaving, and I need her, and I'm terrified." Santos turned his head for just a second, just 1 second, and Maria moved. She slammed her elbow into his stomach, twisted away from the knife, and dropped to the floor. Marcus fired. The bullet hit Santos in the shoulder. He dropped the knife, howling in pain. Marcus kicked the knife away and pinned Santos to the floor. "Call 911, now!" Ethan already had his phone out. Maria scrambled to Emma's crib and pulled the screaming baby into her arms. "Shh, mi amor, Mama's here. Mama's got you. You're safe. You're safe." Within minutes, police and paramedics arrived. Santos was arrested and taken to the hospital under guard. The police took statements. Harold arrived with lawyers. Immigration officers showed up asking questions. It was chaos. Through it all, Maria held Emma and didn't let go. Finally, hours later, after everyone left and the house was quiet again, Ethan found Maria in the nursery, still holding Emma, still singing that lullaby. "You should sleep," he said gently. "I can't. Every time I close my eyes, I see him. I see the knife. I see—" Her voice broke. "I almost got her killed. My past almost killed your daughter. Your quick thinking saved her. If you hadn't elbowed him, if you hadn't given Marcus that shot, if I had never come here, he never would have found her. She'd be safe. She is safe. Because you were here. Ethan Immigration was here. They ask questions. They see my papers. They know something's wrong. What if they deport me before the wedding? What if—" "They won't. Harold's handling it. He told them we're getting married, that we're filing for your visa, that everything's legitimate. They're satisfied. For now." "For now? But what about later? What if Santos tells them things? What if—" "Santos is going to prison. Assault with a deadly weapon, breaking and entering, threatening a child. He's looking at 20 years minimum, and Harold's making sure he understands that if he cooperates, if he stays silent about your immigration status, we won't press additional charges. He's taking the deal." Maria looked at him. "You did that? You made that deal." "I protect my family. You're my family now." "I'm not family yet. We're not even married." "Then let's fix that. Let's get married tomorrow. Not in 2 days. Tomorrow. Father Thomas can move the ceremony up. My mother will complain, but she'll deal with it. We make it official. We make you safe." "Ethan?" "Say yes, Maria. Say yes, and let me protect you the right way." Maria looked at Emma, finally sleeping in her arms. Then at Ethan, standing in the doorway, offering her everything she'd ever wanted, and everything she'd been too afraid to accept. "Yes," she whispered. "Yes, let's get married tomorrow." The wedding was small and quick, and nothing like what Catherine had planned. Just immediate family and Father Thomas's small church. Maria wore her white dress. Ethan wore his new suit. Emma wore a tiny white dress that Catherine had insisted on buying. Father Thomas kept the ceremony short. "Do you, Ethan Alexander Cross, take Maria Elena Rodriguez to be your lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, until death do you part?" "I do." "And do you, Maria Elena Rodriguez, take Ethan Alexander Cross to be your lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, until death do you part?" Maria's voice shook. "I do." "Then by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride." Ethan and Maria looked at each other. They hadn't discussed this part. The kiss. They'd been so focused on the legalities that they'd forgotten about the romance. "We should probably come," Ethan started. "For immigration purposes," Maria said at the same time. They laughed, nervous, awkward, and then Ethan cupped her face gently and kissed her. Soft, chaste. The kind of kiss that promised friendship and partnership and respect. Not love, not yet, but maybe someday. When they pulled apart, Emma clapped her little hands and yelled, "Mama Dada!" Everyone laughed. They were married. They were family. They were safe. Or at least they would be. The immigration interview came 3 weeks later. Ethan and Maria sat in a small gray office across from Officer Jennifer Martinez, who looked like she'd seen every scam in the book. "So," Officer Martinez said, flipping through their file, "you've been married for 3 weeks. You met how long ago, right?" 3 years, Ethan said. "She worked for me. As your maid. As our nanny, for our daughter Emma." "Your daughter, not Maria's daughter." Biologically, no, but in every way that matters, yes. Officer Martinez turned to Maria. When did you realize you were in love with Mr. Cross? Maria's hands twisted in her lap. They'd prepared for this question. Harold had coached them. But sitting here under Officer Martinez's skeptical gaze, all the prepared answers fled Maria's mind. I don't know that I love him, she said honestly. Ethan's heart sank. That was not the right answer. Officer Martinez raised an eyebrow. You don't love your husband. I love what he represents. I love that he's good man. I love that he's good father. I love that he respect me and treat me like equal. But am I in love with him, like in romance novels? No, not yet. Maybe someday. But right now, we partners, we friends, we raising a child together. And that feels more real than any romance I ever had. Officer Martinez studied her for a long moment. Then she turned to Ethan. And you? Are you in love with your wife? I don't know, Ethan admitted. I thought I was in love with my first wife, and that was a disaster. This time, I'm building something different. Something based on respect and shared purpose and commitment. Maybe that turns into love. Maybe it doesn't. But it's real. What we have is real. Real marriages involve love. Do they? Ethan leaned forward. My parents were married for 40 years. My father told my mother he loved her exactly 3 times. Once when he proposed, once when I was born, once when he was dying. The rest of the time, he showed his love through actions, through providing, through protecting, through being there. Maria and I might not be in love yet, but we show up for each other every single day. Isn't that what marriage is supposed to be? Officer Martinez made a note. Where does Maria sleep? In the suite next to mine. Not in your bedroom. No. Why not? Because we're not ready for that yet. We're taking things slowly, building trust, building intimacy. Some couples rush into the physical stuff and ignore the emotional foundation. We're doing the opposite. How convenient. Separate bedrooms make it easy to claim you're married when you're not really together. Maria spoke up. Officer Martinez, you want to know if this is real? Come to our house. Watch us with Emma. Watch how Ethan makes me coffee every morning exactly how I like it. Watch how I fold his shirts the way he prefers. Watch how we work together to take care of our daughter. Watch how we fight about stupid things like who forgot to buy milk. Watch how we make up by laughing about it. That's real marriage, not fancy words about love. Real life, real partnership, real commitment. I plan to do a home visit next week, unannounced. If I see anything that suggests this marriage is fraudulent, I will recommend deportation proceedings immediately. Understand? Yes, ma'am, they said together. They left the office holding hands. Not for show, but because they both needed the support. That was awful, Maria said. That was just the first one. There'll be more, but we'll get through it. How you know? Because we're telling the truth. Maybe not the romantic truth, but the real truth. And real truth always wins eventually. Maria squeezed his hand. I hope you're right. So do I. 1 week later, Officer Martinez showed up at their door at 7 a.m., unannounced. Just like she'd promised. She found Ethan making coffee while Maria fed Emma breakfast. She found them arguing about whether Emma needed a jacket because Maria thought it was cold and Ethan thought it was fine. She found them laughing when Emma threw oatmeal at both of them. She found them working together to clean up the mess, moving around each other with the ease of people who'd done this 1,000 times. She found a family. Maybe not a traditional one. Maybe not the one in fairy tales. But a real one. Thank you for your time, Officer Martinez said an hour later. I'll be in touch. After she left, Maria collapsed on the couch. You think she believe us? I think she saw the truth. What truth? That we're a family, that we're real, that we're making this work. Are we making it work? Ethan sat beside her. Yeah, I think we are. It's messy and awkward and nothing like I expected, but it's working. Emma toddled over and climbed into Maria's lap. Mama, Dada, love. They both froze. Did she just, Maria started. She said love, Ethan finished. Emma grinned. Love, love, love. And somehow, in that moment, it became true. Maybe not romantic love, not yet, but love nonetheless. The love of a family choosing each other, fighting for each other, building something real together, and that Ethan thought was better than any fairy tale. 6 months after Officer Martinez's visit, Maria received a letter from Immigration Services. Her hands shook so badly she couldn't open it. Ethan. She ran to his office where he was on a conference call. The letter came. He immediately muted the call. Open it. I can't. What if they say no? What if they deport me? Then we fight it, but we won't know until you open it. Maria tore open the envelope, read the first line, and burst into tears. What? What does it say? Ethan stood up, heart pounding. Approved, she sobbed. My green card is approved. I'm legal. I can stay. I can adopt Emma. I can... She couldn't finish, just collapsed into the chair, crying. Ethan pulled her up and hugged her. Really hugged her, not the awkward embrace of roommates or the polite touch of business partners. A real hug. The kind that said, I'm proud of you, and I'm relieved, and thank God you're safe. We did it, he whispered into her hair. You're staying. You're official. You're home. I'm home, Maria repeated through her tears. I'm really home. Emma toddled into the office, nearly 1 year old now, and walking like a tiny drunk person. Mama crying. Happy tears, mi amor. Mama's crying because she's so happy. Dada make Mama happy. Yes, Dada make Mama very happy. Emma grinned and clapped. Yay, Dada! They all laughed. In that moment, in that small office that used to feel like a prison, Ethan felt something he'd never felt before. Complete. Like all the broken pieces of his life had finally come together into something whole. We should celebrate, he said. Dinner, somewhere fancy, all three of us. Emma will throw food. Then she throws food at an expensive restaurant. Who cares? This is important. Maria wiped her eyes. Okay, but only if I get to pick the place. Where do you want to go? That little Salvadoran restaurant downtown, the one that makes real pupusas. I want Emma to taste food from my country. I want her to know where part of her mama comes from. Ethan smiled. Then that's where we'll go. That night they sat in a tiny restaurant that smelled like cumin and memories eating pupusas while Emma smeared beans everywhere. The owner, an elderly woman named Doña Carmen, recognized Maria's accent and came over to talk. You from El Salvador? She asked in Spanish. Yes, from a small village near Santa Ana. I'm from San Salvador. Been here 30 years. Still miss home every day, but... She looked at Emma, at Ethan, at Maria's wedding ring. But we make new home here, yes. We build new family. Yes, Maria said softly. We build new family. After Doña Carmen left, Ethan asked, Do you miss it, your village? Every day. I miss the mountains. I miss the smell of rain on dirt roads. I miss my grandmother's cooking. I miss the church bells. I miss everything. She paused. But I can't go back. Even with green card, even with papers, I can't go back. Too many bad memories. Too much pain. And Santos, even in prison, he has family there. People who remember me. People who might hurt me for sending him away. So you're trapped, here, away from everything you knew. No, not trapped. Free. For the first time in my life, I'm free. Free from debt. Free from fear. Free to love Emma without looking over my shoulder. Free to build life without running. That's not trapped. That's freedom. But you gave up everything. I gave up nothing that matters. Yes, I miss my country, but my country didn't save me. America didn't save me either. You know what saved me, you? Emma, this family. Home isn't a place, Ethan. Home is people, and my people are here. Emma chose that moment to grab Maria's face with her bean-covered hands and plant a sloppy kiss on her cheek. Love Mama. Love you too, mi amor. So much. Ethan watched them and felt something shift in his chest. Something that had been frozen for so long starting to thaw. Maria. Yes. I need to tell you something. She looked at him concerned. What's wrong? Nothing's wrong? Everything's right? That's the problem. Or not a problem. I don't know. I'm saying this badly. Ethan, you scaring me. I think I'm falling in love with you. The restaurant noise faded. Maria stared at him. What? I know we said this was just for papers. Just for Emma. Just for 2 years. But somewhere along the way, it stopped being fake. It stopped being convenient. And started being real. At least for me. And I don't know if you feel the same way, but I had to tell you because... Stop talking. What? Just stop talking for 1 second. Maria took a breath. You think I don't know? You think I don't see how you look at me? How you make my coffee every morning? How you ask about my day? Like you really care? How you defend me to your friends and your business partners and anyone who says anything bad about the immigrant maid who married the billionaire? You think I don't feel it too? This thing between us that's more than partnership, that's more than friendship, that scares me so much because I swore I'd never love anyone again after Roberto died, after Gabriella died, after I lost everything. You think I don't lie awake at night thinking about you in the next room and wondering what would happen if I just knocked on your door? Ethan's heart stopped. You do. Of course I do. I'm not blind. I'm not made of stone, but I'm scared, Ethan. I'm so scared, because everyone I love, I lose. Roberto, Gabriella, even my mama who died when I was young. Everyone I love gets taken from me. And if I let myself love... You really love you, what happens when you get taken too? I'm not going anywhere. You don't know that. People die. People leave. People... Maria? Ethan reached across the table and took her hand. Look at me. She did, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. I can't promise I won't die. Nobody can promise that. But I can promise I won't leave. I won't walk away. I won't give up on us. And if something happens to me, you'll have Emma. You'll have my mother. You'll have a family. You won't be alone again. I promise you that. How can you promise that? Because I already changed my will. If something happens to me, everything goes to Emma. With you as her guardian, full custody, full control. My mother knows. Harold knows. It's all legal, all official. You're protected. Emma's protected. Even if I die tomorrow, you're both taken care of. Maria's tears fell now. You did that for me, for us, for our family, because that's what you do when you love someone. You protect them. You plan for them. You make sure they're safe even when you're not there. Emma, sensing the emotional moment, put her hand on Maria's. Mama sad. No baby, Mama's happy, so happy. Dada make Mama happy. Yes, Dada makes Mama very happy. Emma beamed. Good, Emma happy too. They left the restaurant as a family, not pretending, not performing for immigration, just being. Ethan carried Emma. Maria held his other hand. They walked to the car slowly, not wanting the moment to end. So what now? Maria asked. We already married. We already living together. What changes? Everything. Nothing. I don't know. Ethan laughed. I've never done this before. The real thing. With someone I actually care about. Me neither. Roberto and I, we were so young. We didn't know what we were doing. We just knew we loved each other and that was enough. But this... She gestured between them. This is different. This is choosing love. This is building love. This is scary as hell. Yes, scary as hell. Good. I'm terrified too. They reached the car. Ethan strapped Emma into her car seat while Maria got in the passenger side. As he slid into the driver's seat, she spoke quietly. Ethan, can we try something? What? Can we try being really married, not just on paper? Can we try sharing a room, sharing a life, sharing everything? His hands tightened on the steering wheel. Are you sure? No, but I want to try. I want to know what this could be, what we could be. Okay, when? Tonight, after we put Emma to bed, come to my room, or I'll come to yours, and we'll just... She paused. We'll just see. See if this is real. See if we can be more than partners. See if we can be lovers. Yes, but also friends. Also parents. Also everything. Can we be everything, Ethan? I don't know, but I want to try. That night, after Emma was asleep after the house was quiet, Ethan stood outside Maria's door for a full 5 minutes before knocking. She opened it immediately, like she'd been waiting. Hi, he said stupidly. Hi. Can I come in? That's why I asked you to come. He entered. The room was simple. Nothing like the guest suite it used to be. Maria had made it hers. Photos of Gabriella on the dresser, a cross above the bed, books in Spanish on the nightstand. It smelled like her. Like vanilla and hope and home. I'm nervous, she admitted. Me too. I haven't been with anyone since Roberto, since before Gabriella was born. That was almost 5 years ago. I haven't been with anyone since Jessica, since before Emma was born. That was almost 2 years ago. So we're both out of practice. Completely. They stood there awkward and uncertain until Maria laughed. This is ridiculous. We're married. We've lived together for almost a year. We've raised a child together. And we're standing here like teenagers on a first date. I don't want to rush you or pressure you or... She kissed him. Really kissed him. Not the chaste wedding kiss. Not the polite good morning kisses they'd started exchanging. A real kiss. The kind that said, I want you and I'm scared and I'm choosing this anyway. When they broke apart, Ethan was breathless. Okay, that was real, Maria finished. That was real. Very real. So what now? Now we figure this out, together, slowly, however you need it to be. I need it to be honest. No games, no pretending, just us, just truth. I can do truth. Good. Then truth is I'm falling in love with you too. Maybe I have been for months and just didn't want to admit it. Maybe I fell in love the day you carried me inside from the cold. Maybe I fell in love when you learned to sing to Emma. Maybe I fell in love when you stood up to your mother for me. I don't know when it happened. But it happened. Maria. And I'm still scared. Still terrified. But I'm tired of running from love. I'm tired of punishing myself for Gabriella. I'm tired of thinking I don't deserve happiness, so I'm choosing this. I'm choosing you. I'm choosing us, if you'll have me. If I'll have you, Maria, you're everything. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. You taught me how to be a father, how to be human, how to care about something more than money and power and success. You saved my life. You saved mine first. Then we're even. They moved toward each other at the same time. This time the kiss was deeper, more urgent. The kiss of two people who'd been dancing around their feelings for too long and were finally giving in. When they finally pulled apart, Maria's hands shook as she reached for the hem of her shirt. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to be with someone new. Then we learn together. You promise you won't leave even when you see all of me, all the broken parts. I promise, and I promise you'll see my broken parts too. And we'll be broken together. And maybe that's okay. Maybe broken people are the only ones who really understand each other. I like that. I like us being broken together. That night they learned each other, slowly, carefully, with tenderness and laughter and a few awkward moments that made them both giggle like teenagers. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't a fairy tale, but it was real. And real was better than in fantasy. Afterward, lying in the dark with Maria's head on his chest, Ethan said, I never knew it could be like this. Like what? Simple, easy, right? With Jessica, everything was drama. Everything was intense and passionate and exhausting. This is different. This is peaceful. Is that weird? No, that's love. Real love. Not the kind in movies with big gestures and grand speeches. The quiet kind. The kind that feels like coming home. Yeah, that's exactly what this feels like. Maria was quiet for a moment. Then, Ethan, can I ask you something? Anything. When did you know? When did you know you loved me? He thought about it. The hospital. When Emma was sick and you held her and sang to her and she called you Mama. I looked at you and thought, this is what love looks like. Not romantic love, not yet, but devotion, sacrifice, pure unconditional love. And I thought if I could ever love someone like Maria loves Emma, I'd be the luckiest man alive. And do you love me like that? I'm learning. You're teaching me, just like you taught me how to love Emma. I didn't teach you. You already knew. You just needed permission to feel it. Maybe, or maybe you showed me it was safe. That loving someone doesn't mean losing yourself. That giving your heart doesn't make you weak. Maria kissed his chest. You're not weak. You're the strongest man I know. I'm not. You are. You admitted you needed help. You changed everything about your life. You married someone everyone told you not to. You fought for your daughter. You fought for me. That's not weakness. That's courage. I was just doing what felt right. That's what courage is. Doing what's right even when it's hard. They fell asleep like that. Tangled together, hearts beating in sync, and when Emma woke up crying at 3 a.m., they both got up, both went to her, both comforted her together. Mama here, Maria said. Dada here too, Ethan added. Emma looked at both of them and smiled through her tears. Family. Yes, baby, family. The next morning, they woke up to find Catherine Cross sitting in their kitchen drinking coffee, looking entirely too pleased with herself. Mother? Ethan came down in his pajamas. What are you doing here? I came to see my granddaughter and my daughter-in-law. Where is Maria? She's, He stopped. Because Maria was coming down the stairs in one of his t-shirts, her hair messy, looking thoroughly loved. Catherine took one look at them and smiled. Finally, I was beginning to think you two would never figure it out. Figure what out? Maria asked nervously. That you're in love. Oh, don't look so surprised. I knew months ago, the way you look at each other, the way you move around each other, the way you parent together. It was obvious to everyone except you two. Ethan and Maria exchanged glances. So you're not upset? Ethan asked. Upset? Why would I be upset? I've been praying for this. A real marriage, real love, real partnership. That's what I always wanted for you. Not that disaster with Jessica. This, what you and Maria have, that's worth celebrating. Emma toddled in. Grandma? Catherine scooped her up. Hello, my darling girl. Did you sleep well? Mama and Dada happy, Emma announced. I can see that. and it makes Grandma happy too. She left an hour later with promises to take Emma for the weekend soon, so Ethan and Maria could have time alone. After she was gone, they collapsed on the couch exhausted. "Your mother knew," Maria said. "My mother knows everything. It's terrifying. She's happy for us. She loves you. She told me last month that you're the best thing that ever happened to this family. She's not wrong." Maria snuggled against him. "I can't believe this is my life. 1 year ago, I was sleeping in the basement, terrified of being deported, grieving my daughter, thinking I'd never be happy again. And now," she looked around, "now I'm married to a wonderful man. I'm adopting a beautiful baby. I have legal status. I have a family. I have everything. You deserve everything. I don't know about deserve, but I'm grateful. So grateful I cry sometimes when I'm alone." Happy tears. The happiest, the kind that say, "Thank you, God, for not giving up on me." Ethan kissed the top of her head. "He didn't give up on you. He brought you here, to us, to Emma, to this life." "Do you believe in God?" Maria asked suddenly. "I never asked you." "I didn't used to, but now," he paused. "Now I think maybe I do, because how else do you explain you showing up in my life exactly when I needed you? How else do you explain Emma calling you Mama? How else do you explain everything that had to happen for us to be here right now? That's not coincidence. That's bigger than us. That's God. That's His plan. Then I'm grateful too, for His plan, for bringing you to me. Not to you, to Emma. I came for Emma. You were just a bonus." Ethan laughed. "I'll take being a bonus." The adoption papers came through 8 months later. On Emma's second birthday, Maria officially became her legal mother. The judge asked Emma who Maria was, and Emma shouted, "My mama," so loud the whole courtroom heard. "Then it's official," the judge said, signing the papers. "Emma Grace Cross, you now have 2 legal parents. Congratulations to you all." They celebrated with a party. Catherine came. Harold came. Marcus came. Even Dr. Morrison came. Doña Carmen from the restaurant came with homemade pupusas. The house was filled with laughter and love, and people who'd become family. At one point, Maria found herself alone on the balcony, looking at the stars, thinking about Gabriella. "I hope you can see this, mi amor," she whispered. "I hope you know your mama is happy again. I hope you know I'll never forget you. But I think you'd be happy for me. I think you'd love Emma. I think you sent her to me, didn't you? You told God your mama needed another baby to love, and He listened. He always listens." Talking to her, Ethan appeared beside her. "Always, every night. I tell her about Emma, about you, about our life. I think she listens. I'm sure she does." "Tomuli, do you think Emma will understand someday, when she's older, that I had another daughter, that I lost her? I think Emma will understand that she has a mama who knows how to love deeply because she loved before, and lost before, and survived before. That's a gift, Maria, not a burden. I want to tell her, when she's old enough, about Gabriella, about my past, about how I came here, all of it. Then we'll tell her together. You don't mind?" "Mind, Maria, that's your story. That's part of who you are. Of course Emma should know. She should know how brave her mama is, how strong, how much you sacrificed to be here." Maria's eyes filled with tears. "You always know exactly what to say." "That's because I love you." "I love you too, so much it scares me sometimes." "Good. Love should be a little scary. That's how you know it's real." They stood there watching the stars, listening to the party inside, feeling grateful for everything they'd been given and everything they'd survived. "Ethan," Maria said quietly, "Yeah, thank you for seeing me, for saving me, for loving me. Thank you for saving me first, for teaching me what matters, for showing me that wealth isn't measured in money. It's measured in moments like this, in family, in love, in what we build together. That's beautiful. I learned it from you." Emma came running out onto the balcony. "Mama Dada cake time." They followed their daughter inside. Their daughter, not his, not hers, theirs, together, forever. The next 5 years passed in a blur of happiness. Emma started school. Maria got her citizenship. Ethan cut back his work hours to spend more time at home. They had family dinners every night. They took vacations to places Maria had only dreamed of. They built a life that was rich in all the ways that mattered. On their 6th wedding anniversary, Ethan woke up to find Maria already awake, staring at him. What? he asked sleepily. I was just thinking. About that morning. The cold morning. When you found me on the bench with Emma. I think about that morning too. If someone had told me then that 6 years later I'd be here married to you officially Emma's mother, a U.S. citizen completely happy, she shook her head, I never would have believed it. Do you believe it now? Every day, every single day I wake up and think, this is my life, this is real, this is mine, and I'm so grateful. Me too. That morning changed everything. I was so angry at first, so scared, and then I looked at you and Emma and I realized, what? That you loved my daughter more than I did. And instead of making me jealous, it made me want to be better, want to love her like you did, want to deserve the family I'd been given. You deserved it all along. You just didn't know it yet. I know it now. Emma, now 7 years old, burst into their room. It's Saturday. Can we make pancakes? Of course, mi amor. Go wake up Grandma. She's staying in the guest room. Remember, okay. Emma ran off. Maria started to get up, but Ethan pulled her back. Wait, one more minute. Ethan, we have family waiting. They can wait. I need to tell you something. What? I want another baby. Maria's eyes went wide. What? I want another baby with you. A baby we make together. A brother or sister for Emma. What do you think? Ethan, I'm 34. I'm not young anymore. I don't know if I can. We can try if you want to. No pressure. But I think about it sometimes. About a little boy or girl with your eyes and your smile. About giving Emma a sibling, about growing our family. Maria's hand went to her stomach. I think about it too, I'm just scared. Of what? Of losing another baby, of something going wrong, of history repeating itself. Then we'll be careful, we'll have the best doctors, we'll do everything right, and if it doesn't work out, we'll still have Emma, we'll still have each other, we'll still be a family. You really want this? Only if you do. This is your body, your choice, but yes, I really want this. Maria thought about it for a long moment. Then she smiled. Okay, let's try. Let's grow our family. Let's... Emma ran back in. Grandma's awake, pancake time. They laughed and got up and made pancakes with Catherine and Emma and talked about everything and nothing, and Maria thought about the possibility of another baby and felt hope bloom in her chest where fear used to live. 3 months later, she took a test. Positive. She told Ethan by putting the test in his coffee cup. He almost drank it before he saw what it was. Then he stared at it, mouth open, speechless. Really, he finally managed. Really. We're having a baby. We're having a baby. He picked her up and spun her around, laughing and crying at the same time. We're having a baby. Emma came running. Why is Dada crying? Happy tears, mi amor. You're going to be a big sister. Really, I get a baby? Yes, in about 7 months. Can I teach it Spanish? Of course, you'll be the best big sister ever. The pregnancy was healthy. The baby, a boy, was born on a spring morning, crying loudly and looking exactly like Ethan except for Maria's nose. They named him Gabriel, after Gabriella, so she'd always be part of their family, so Maria's past and present could exist together. When Maria held Gabriel for the first time, she cried. Not sad tears, not happy tears. Both, all of it, everything. He mi hijo, she whispered. Your sister Gabriella is watching over you. She sent you to me. She made sure you'd be safe. And I promise, her voice broke. I promise I'll never let anything happen to you. I'll never leave you. I'll always be here. Always. Ethan sat beside her on the hospital bed, his arm around her. Emma curled up on his other side, staring at her baby brother in wonder. We're complete, he said softly. Our family is complete. No, Maria said. Our family was complete the moment I stepped into your house 3 years ago, the moment Emma called me Mama, the moment you chose to see me as more than a maid. This? She looked at Gabriel. This is just more love, more blessing, more proof that God had a plan all along. Emma touched Gabriel's tiny hand. I love you, baby brother. I'll teach you everything, like Mama taught me, about love, about family, about being brave. That's right, mi amor. That's exactly right. 10 years later, Emma was 17 and Gabriel was 10. The house was still filled with love and laughter and the kind of chaos that comes with raising children. Ethan had stepped down as CEO to focus on family. Maria had started a nonprofit helping immigrant women get legal assistance and job training. Catherine was still meddling, but in the best way possible. On the anniversary of that cold morning, the morning everything changed. Ethan and Maria took a walk through the garden. The same garden where he'd found her on the bench with baby Emma. The bench was still there. They sat on it together, holding hands, thinking about everything that had happened since. "Do you ever think about what would have happened if I hadn't gone outside that morning?" Ethan asked. "If I'd just stayed in my office, if I'd ignored you? Every day, but then I remember that's not what happened. You came, you saw me, you saved us. You saved me first, then we saved each other. That's how it works. That's how love works." Emma and Gabriel came running over. "Mom, Dad, we found a bird's nest in the big tree. Can we keep it?" "No, mi amor. The birds need their home, but you can watch them. You can protect them. You can make sure they're safe." "Like you protect us?" Gabriel asked. "Exactly like that." The kids ran off again, their laughter echoing through the garden. "They're happy," Maria said. "Of course they are. They have you as a mother. How could they not be happy?" "They have you too. You're a wonderful father, Ethan. The best." "I learned from the best." They sat there in comfortable silence, watching their children play, feeling the weight of their blessings, understanding that true wealth had nothing to do with money and everything to do with moments like this. "Maria," Ethan said eventually, "yes. If you could go back and change anything, would you? About my life, about Gabriella, about everything I lost." "Yes?" Maria thought about it for a long time. "No, because all of it, the pain, the loss, the struggle, it led me here. To you, to Emma, to Gabriel, to this life. And I wouldn't trade this for anything, not even to undo the past, because the past made me who I am. And who I am is exactly who I need to be for this family. Even if it means losing Gabriella. Gabriella was never mine to keep. She was a gift, a brief, beautiful gift, and she taught me how to love, how to sacrifice, how to be strong. Without her, I wouldn't have been ready for Emma. I wouldn't have known how to love her the way she needed. So no, I wouldn't change it. I'd live through the pain again if it meant ending up here." Ethan kissed her hand. "You're remarkable." "No, I'm just a woman who learned that love is stronger than loss, that hope is stronger than fear, that family isn't about blood. It's about choice. It's about showing up. It's about loving people so completely that you can't imagine life without them." "That's exactly what you taught me." "Then we taught each other." As the sun set over the garden, Emma and Gabriel came back demanding dinner and attention and all the normal things children demand. Ethan and Maria got up from the bench where everything had changed, and walked back to the house with their children. "Race you!" Gabriel shouted, taking off. "No fair, you got a head start," Emma chased after him. Maria laughed. "They're so full of energy." "They get it from you." "No, they get it from being loved, from being safe, from knowing that no matter what happens, we'll always be here." "Always," Ethan agreed. "No matter what." They reached the house just as the first stars appeared. Inside, the lights were warm and welcoming. Catherine was in the kitchen making her famous lasagna. The smell of garlic and home filled the air. Gabriel was setting the table. Emma was pouring water. Everything was normal. Everything was perfect. Everything was exactly as it should be. "Dinner in 10 minutes, Catherine called out. "We'll be right there," Maria called back. But first she turned to Ethan, put her hands on his face, looked into his eyes with so much love it took his breath away. "Thank you," she said simply. "For what?" "For everything. For seeing me. For loving me. For giving me this life. For showing me that second chances are real. For proving that love doesn't have to end in loss. For being my partner, my friend, my husband, my everything. You're my everything, too. You always were. I just didn't know it until that cold morning when I saw you on that bench, holding my daughter like she was your own, giving up everything to keep her safe. That's when I knew." "Knew what?" "That true wealth isn't what you own. It's what you'd sacrifice everything for. And you were willing to sacrifice your life for Emma. That made you the richest person I'd ever met." Maria's eyes filled with tears. "That's the most beautiful thing anyone's ever said to me. It's just the truth." They kissed, soft, sweet. The kind of kiss that said, "I love you, and I choose you, and I'll never stop choosing you." "Mom, Dad, dinner's ready," Emma called. They pulled apart, smiling. "Coming." They called back together, and they walked inside, hand in hand, to eat dinner with their family. Their beautiful, chaotic, perfectly imperfect family that had been built on sacrifice and trust, and a billionaire who'd learned that you could have all the money in the world and still be poor if you didn't have love. Because at the end of the day, wealth wasn't gold or mansions or power. Wealth was a child calling you mama. Wealth was a husband who saw your worth when the world saw only a maid. Wealth was a family gathered around a table laughing and eating and being together. Wealth was love. And Maria Rodriguez Cross was the richest woman alive.